And so in just a moment, I think we'll have things there with that. Okay, good. So I think Terry should be with us. Are you with us, Terry?
Hello.
Hey, Terry is here. Welcome,
Wait,
Terry.
are we already on stream?
We are
What's
now
happening?
officially on stream. Yes, as
Oh,
I mentioned,
wow.
it was
Okay,
definitely
that's
yeah,
new.
yeah. Sorry again. Normally I wouldn't do a live switch like this, but it's how things happen. Too much going on. But yeah, so we are live, and I've just got to switch up the stream title name. Um, and actually, I'm going to stop the recording and then restart the recording. I'm not going to stop streaming, just stopping the recording. Okay, so so we're now recording again with the now that we are back for so that everything works with like the YouTube playlist. So hi Terry, how are you? How's life in the universe with you?
Oh, I'm feeling like shit today, but
Oh,
that's fine.
oh, are you okay to do this?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, just like really annoyed with stuff.
Oh,
Like
okay.
because of Corona and everything is just annoying, and I want to go places,
Yep.
and
I'm with you. Gen Con just officially announced cancellation, which is not surprising, but it sucks because it's like it's my favorite. I haven't missed it for over a decade, and it means no conferences until October at the earliest. So yeah, it all sucks. Everything sucks.
yeah.
Like I'm with you. It's it's frustrating, but I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. And maybe this will give you a chance. Maybe drawing people in the dystopian future will be a way to kind of get your aggressions out. Maybe.
Yes, yes.
She said skeptically. How have you
We
been?
already
Otherwise?
live in a dystopian future. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. We're already there. It's not even a thing. Um, how have you been doing otherwise besides being angry and frustrated today? Are you hanging in there okay?
Yeah. Everything else is fine. Just like so annoyed with everything.
It's true.
I just want to jump on a train and go somewhere. But if I would want to do that, then I would have to wear a mask for the entire time. And I can't breathe in these fucking things. So, yay.
That's yeah. Game books. Yeah, no, I know. It's the whole thing is really frustrating. Yeah, I mean it's true, Aaron. If they canceled, you still didn't miss it. I know, but it's just it just is like, ugh, it just is a reminder of like what a weird, bizarre, summer it's going to be. It's what are you gonna do? Streams a game book live illustrated live by
Like we have a very apt idiom for describing the situation in German, which roughly translates to having the ceiling fall on your head.
Wow, yes, that so much that. So much that. And it really does feel that way. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, how it just like has disrupted everyone. And I guess the only good thing is that the fact that it feels like everyone is in a similar boat, even if the manifests differently, everyone's affected by this. So, although the printer in Lithuania that does my Tales and Tomes of the Forbidden Library print is now out of lockdown. So that's something. They're going to do the print version of this book that we've been waiting on for 2 months. So that's good.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like the thing is, like most of the stores are open again, but like to go into any store, you have to wear a mask while you're in there, and it's just breathing is so difficult. Like I have a hay fever. Breathing is already hard.
I was gonna say that's one of the biggest things, right? Is that on top of it, you have to deal with the goddamn hay fever.
Like, well, I'm like fine with dealing with a hay fever. It's not great and stuff, but like like my nose is just constantly itchy and.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm just so ready for this shit to be over.
I know. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. It's sucky in every respect. But
so sorry for swearing so much, but
no, listen,
I'm frustrated.
No, I mean, absolutely, you have every right to be frustrated. It's a very completely human reaction. You have every right to be upset. And I'm totally with you. Like I feel so bad for my kids too. We have a little postage stamp of a backyard, so it's not like they're literally locked in their house, as was the case in Wuhan during that lockdown. But still, so we've been thinking a lot about what trips we can do safely this summer. Obviously, we're not going anywhere near an airport, but what driving trips can we take, and so yeah, it's all a thing. But all right, well, let's do what we can to enter a new world of joy and enchantment by by leaving this terrible situation that we're in right now behind, which I'll be happy to do as soon as I figure out why this is showing me. What are you doing? I have this like extra. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. I was like, what is this? That is the artwork. So let me just get, yeah, so I can make sure that I capture that properly.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw a card just like to give everybody an idea of how the cards look that I draw.
I cannot tell you how much I've been looking forward to this. I am so excited to see the TariToons take on a dystopic, the distant future.
Yeah, I can draw Donald Duck cars, and that about sums that up. So.
I am so excited for all of it.
So I decided to draw a post-apocalyptic Donald Duck now.
I'm so here for
Donald
all of
Duck
it.
Fury Road.
Donald Duck Fury Road. Oh my god. Look at this. This is so great. Oh man, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm putting the art up there so that they can actually see what we're looking at. Oh man, so great. Okay, let me get the just book here from the shelf over here, and I shall show you all what awesomeness we've got before us. Now, we have been doing these game books for quite a long time, chat. We've been doing this for quite a long time, and we have been having Terry illustrate this, fortunately, for a very long time as well, which is great. But this is the first time that we've ever gone a little bit off the beaten path, so to speak.
Actually, not true.
What do you mean?
We did do a sci-fi adventure before.
No, but that was still part of the Fighting Fantasy Gamebook series, though. This is, okay. I'm talking about, like, this is a different system and Car Wars. Like, it's very much not, it's really not either of our wheelhouses, although I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Mad Max stuff. But it's not really normally where Terry and I, live artistically. But it's good to try things differently every so often. Mm-hmm. So chat decreed that this was what was going to be chosen, and so we have today Car Wars Battle Road. Now, I need to describe a little bit. This is by Steve Jackson, and Steve Jackson, of course, is the guy who actually made Car Wars, the game, and is also the guy responsible for Munchkin. Some of you may be familiar with that. And GURPS.
I didn't know that.
That is Steve Jackson, and it's confusing because there's another Steve Jackson in the UK who did a lot of the Fighting Fantasy books, and so
that's two different people.
Different people. And what makes it worse is that the Steve Jackson who did GURPS actually wrote a Fighting Fantasy book, but it's not the same Steve Jackson who did most of them. Like, it's crazy. He actually did House of Hell, which is one of the harder ones. And I've been on a panel actually with that American Steve Jackson, but he did Ogre as well, and Illuminati, and a bunch of these other games also. So anyway, this is written by him. It is the first of these battle roads, and I don't know if you folks can see this, but like, it's got the whole 80s. So this is a Larry Elmore cover, which has a particular kind of look. So you've got the kind of cool cars there, and then you've got like the blonde woman riding alongside the driver, because apparently that's in the 80s. That's what we did, is we had poofy hair, and we had apparently constantly women co-pilots. Apparently they never actually piloted. This is what I've been told from the sexism of the 80s. But in any case, so we have this, and the last image that I'll give you is, this is the bookmark that came with it, and you can actually see it's me, my character, looking slick while standing on the hood of his car, like putting one leg up on the hood of his car, like Captain Morgan style. So you've got the feel about this. That's what you remember of the 80s as well? Really, Classicor? Is that really?
Well, I'm just like thinking of the music video to Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yes, yes.
That's like,
pour some sugar. Yes.
On me.
Exactly. Big, or Whitesnake. Yeah, here I go again on my own. The Whitesnake is very much that way. Pretty much anything in the 80s, which is like Whitesnake, White Lion, Ugly Kid Joe, Rat, the Scorpions. That's
Scorpions.
That's what that. If you're in that ballpark, you're good to go. Extreme.
It's like I still remember very vividly when I learned that Scorpions is a German band, because I hadn't known for the vast majority of my life.
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
I feel like a hurricane. Yeah. Man.
God.
Let's see. My favorite of that sort of like typical band of the 80s was always Rat, because not just because of the name Rat, but because they spelled it with 2 T's. And I'm like, of course you did. Like rat, like, it just, and
like
it was
wizard with double Z.
yeah, with like big angular, the letters are all like pointed and jagged like knives. And I'm like, of course it is. Like, oh man. But anyway, so that's what this is about. And we are going to have to make some pretty serious modifications to the sorcery project sort of a system, which was not built to handle the magic that is Car Wars. And so we're going to set up here by talking a little bit about what these instructions are. So there is damage that happens as part of the car driving, and when we get into car driving, we'll have to do stuff. We'll have to talk a little bit about the different systems there. But otherwise, chat will still be making the decisions. We will still be using ArvBot to decide when people go, and so yeah. There you go, Mr. Big, Van Halen, Twisted Sister, Guns N' Roses. But don't get me started, Classic Or, because I've gotten into this war with Rock God before. Hiroshima, the band. I mentioned Ugly Kid Joe. Night Ranger, that's always which did Sister Christian. Motorin, what's your price of flight? Extreme, yeah, In Excess. Oh man, let me tell you. So anyway, that's the band, that's the 80s sort of feel that we want for this. And so before I get into the introduction of Battle Road, we have to do a couple things, which is that we don't really have a lot of character design that we have to do, but we do have to do a creation of character of some level, and we also, of course, have to name the characters. So the first thing we have to do is creating the character, and we start by deciding what our name will be. So the question is, chat, I would like everybody here to give us some nominations for names. So again, this can be male or female, or I suppose non-binary. It can be whatever. But you need to tell me what the character name will be, and then we'll vote on that name. So give me some name possibilities. I looked up for a minute and I saw you were still naming people, and I thought you were literally asking, could we name our character John Bon Jovi? Which I'm not opposed to, but okay. Chuck Nitro. That's a solid entry. I like Nitro. That. Okay, other names, folks. Come on, let your 80s curly, big hair, big lapels, massive shoulder pad jackets hang out here.
Like, the nice thing is that like a lot of 80s fashion was very unisex. So
yes, true. That's true.
Like all big hair and stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, like if you basically watch the video for I can't remember the name of the band now. I can't believe I forgot it. But that did Dancing in the Sheets. That entire video will just show you every fashion trend that existed in the 80s. It was great. All right, what else have we got? So far, we've got 2 from Classicore, and I love both of these. Ace Starchild. But come on, chat, give me some names here. Give me some name possibilities. We've got Chuck Nitro, Ace Starchild.
We need to have some funny spelling too, though, obviously. You know.
Right. Like child with a Y, probably, right? Like,
something like that.
Yeah. Is it Chuck Nitro but with a 0 instead of an O? Like that?
No. That would be too like.
Okay, that's too.
Like
techno.
having like numbers instead of letters. That's not an 80s thing, right? That's more like a.
Right, that's true. Okay, so but
like
the spelling
thing.
With a Y is very. That's
yes.
true. Okay, that's too much. But spelling with a Y is definitely 90s. Cyndi Lauper, not many role models if you were gay in the 80s, but if Terry pointed out the clothes made it easy enough to blend it. Well, I was about to say, like, you would have had a hard time distinguishing the fashion sometimes if you look at anything worn by Duran Duran or like, you know.
There is this great series of documentaries about metal, like the entire music genre, and like every episode is about one subgenre, and they did one about glam metal.
Okay.
And in that one, they obviously interviewed a lot of people from that time. Like, they always interviewed a lot of people from the industry, like musicians and producers and whatnot. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody said like that, like talking about Poison, I think.
Yep.
must have been poison. That like apparently back in the day, they said that apparently to one of their friends that they wanted to bang one of the chicks from Poison until his friend pointed out, oh no, they're all dudes.
Yeah, I mean, like, because it's true. Like, there was tons of it that, a lot of drag actually was basically being used by these. Twisted Sister, I mean, like, lipstick and mascara and eyelashes and all these things that would not necessarily have been associated before that with that. Quiet Riot, Iron Maiden. No, I'm not going to use Iron Maiden. This is where she's going, how dare you put Iron Maiden? That was a joke. I threw that in just to see how you react. Bret Michaels was my jam. There you go.
Well, I mean, who said that about gay role models like a minute earlier?
Arudno.
Oh, because, I mean, that's of course not glam metal. That is new wave of British heavy metal. But there's always Rob Halford, who is our Lord and Savior. And I mean, like, so much
Boy George. Right? Culture Club. Not your Lord and Savior, but definitely has everything else going on.
Sure, I don't know Culture Club.
Oh, Boy George! No, you know Boy George.
I only know by name.
Karma, comedian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's pop, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of look and design.
Yeah, I mean, like, look was like kind of all over the place. Like everything was right. Like basically, you just like scaled like how much color there could be in your house.
Yeah, everything was Pirate Radio the movie. Like it was all fashion was just all over that. Yeah, The Cure. See, The Cure was weird because The Cure like crossed over into non-ironic music sometimes. It was sort of hard to tell. Sometimes it was just almost felt like they were making a parody of themselves, and otherwise you're like, no, it's pretty much straight up. So it was always hard to get a sense of where things were with The Cure. But, okay, so we got Velo CT, gives us Elvel Marinen. Velo CT? Is that, I'm trying to think if that's, I like it. Is that, but I'm trying to think of, is that like am I missing a...
Wait, let me have a look at it. Velo CT. That sounds like a Star Wars character.
Yeah, I was just got done with the Star Wars stream, and I was thinking, I was like, is that Velo CT, the Twi'lek merchant? Oh, Velocity.
This is actually the first time I've ever drawn a car, I think. So
I get what he's doing because it's Velocity. It's like Velocity. Oh, I see. Well done. Nice work. Okay, I'll take two more. Phil, give me. Oh, I got one. This is so stupid.
Oh God, tell me. What is it?
It's fill up tank. Fill up the tank. Like at Car Wars.
What?
You fill up, you put gas in it, so you fill up the tank. Yeah! You like it!
I need more alcohol for this stream, I think.
That really is all you can do with that is just sigh. It's really... Oh, I was pretty happy with it. Mirinda came up with the fill. I made up with the fill-up tank. I don't know if that's going to win, but it's just goofy enough to work. Listen, the 80s was complete goofy. If you don't, I lived through it, okay? I was there. I can tell you.
I only lived through it by proxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I was born in 91, but, like, I have three older brothers, the eldest of which is 10 years older than me. So, like, I got, like, all of their...
Right.
Like interests thrown at me, like stuff like He-Man and Ninja Turtles, which are already kind of over at that point.
It's true. It's so weird to think about being the fact that I was a sophomore in college when you were born. Man, I don't even know what to make of that. Right? No, you know what I'm saying. Okay. We need one more name. We got Chuck Nitro, Ace Starchild. No, not really. See, it depends though. Ninja Turtles was not really 90s because the first version of it, Ninja Turtles originally was a much darker thing. Like the whole business with like pizza and, cowabunga and all that stuff.
Cowabunga, dudes!
That was sort of a much later kind of 90s-ish thing, but the comic book was very different. And Voltron and those things were all straight 80s, like Mask and all that stuff. Van Gogh Fast. I love it. Van Gogh. These are great. Okay, so here you go.
Actually pronounced like differently. Like, wait, let me see how it's spelled. Van Go Fast. Okay, like it's actually like some Dutch name or something. So like
So
the
it's like
pronunciation.
first, like Vungo first or something. Like, or it's actually just
Sure.
spelled Joe Smith. Like the entire name is silent. It's just like not at all. It's like Polish names. There was a girl that I went on a date with when I was a freshman in college, whose last name was like Przyblia, and it was pronounced like I don't even. It was like pronounced like Smith. I was like, what? Like, there's no vowel. How do you even pronounce this? Because she was Polish, so it was all just like this mass of consonants, and I'm like, I don't even know. I dislike the subversion of my subversion. Yeah, sorry, Marinda. So right now we've got Chuck Nitro, Ace Starchild, Velo CT, Vango Fast, Jackson Driver, or sorry, Vango First, and then Philip Tank. Philip Tank is currently in the lead. Yes. Philip Tank currently winning. You can do it, Philip Tank.
I'm a big fan of A Star Child.
A Star Child is cool. A Star Child feels to me like it ought to be followed up by some A Star Child and the new rocket ships or something. Like it's some band name that becomes a documentary. You know what I mean? Like a fake documentary.
Yes.
Speaking of which, rest in peace,
Oh,
Fred
God.
Willard. Fred Willard, who was in, of course, was the guy in Wall-E, but he was in A Mighty Wind and he was in Spinal Tap and all this stuff. Fred Willard passed away, sadly. And Fred Willard was really funny. Like, he really, really was funny. He improv'd most of his lines in a lot of those documentaries, fake documentaries, including this is like Best in Show. He like basically improv'd all of those lines. So, yeah.
What do you mean fake documentaries?
Yeah, no, sorry, completely real. Fury
Spinal
Fire.
Tap is a time capsule.
That's true. It's
of what
totally real.
actually, yeah.
Actually believable. Yeah, it's $ change vote space. You could change it, Fury. No problems. Ace Starchild and the Gas Guzzlers. There you go. You probably didn't see this, Terry, but they were coming up with names for like the band, like Star Wars band names for this one performing group we were talking about. And so
Tina
Classic Wars
band?
Edition. Yeah, exactly. Well, so Classic Wars Edition was Wookiee and the Blowfish.
Nice. That has a very good ring to it.
Quality work. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna last call this Philip Tank. Yeah.
Cat wants to be on the desk because I'm at my desk. It's like she's not allowed on the desk when I'm at the desk.
Well, therefore, I mean, it's your own fault for not allowing her. If you would just allow her, then this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but like then she decides to lay down on my drawing tablet, and then that stream is over.
Listen, details, are for humans, not for cats.
Evidently.
Okay, there we go. You should keep this name list around for future projects. I know. I need a name that's real. How about Chuck Nitro? Also, you have to use that voice all the time. It's Philip Tank. Okay, so the winner
I want
is
a Star Child because then I can make her or him or them look like gives them like a David Bowie feel.
I
you
know, but I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Philip
Boo.
Tank has won.
Great. Now I have to make him look like Philip Jupiter's. So.
Oh God! All right, Philip Tank. Yeah, Philip. It's best.
Oh yeah, that's basically. By the way, one of the things that like kept me alive during these times, just rewatching all of QI. Where would we be without that show? To be honest.
It's true. It is very true. Okay, so we came up with a character name. Good. I would read an 80s urban fantasy whose main character was called Chuck Nitro. Chuck Nitro. Yeah. Okay. So, right. Okay. It makes it. I like it. Makes a big point in these instructions.
Truly outrageous.
It makes a big point in this book to say you will not need an opponent. This is a solo game. It's like very distinctive. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. You can play by yourself. Okay, so we made a character. Now, to create your character, we divide 10 points among the following characteristics. You must put at least 1 point into each characteristic. So here are the different abilities. There are 5 of them. Driving skill. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Your ability to drive all kinds of vehicles. I do want to point out the name of the book again. Car Wars. Okay, just remember that. Driving skill. Second is gunnery skill. This skill controls your ability in all kinds of combat, auto dueling, fist fights, and guns. When you fire from a car, it adds to your combat bonus, making it easier to hit your foes. Mechanic skill helps you fix your car when it's broken. Prestige, this represents your fame and reputation. High prestige will sometimes get you better treatment or at least more attention. High prestige also makes you more assertive and sometimes helps you fast talk somebody. And then the last thing is wealth. Each point of wealth is worth $1,000 of starting cash. You will need to keep track of money during the game. Cars and other equipment will cost money. You will also be able to earn money through rewards, salvages, etc. So we have to decide again among driving skill, gunnery skill, mechanic skill, prestige, and wealth. So I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put what skill we should focus on.
I guess it really helps that I've been playing Borderlands this week.
Yeah, this perfect. Yes, absolutely. That has a great, the first Borderlands has a great opening with that. There ain't no rest for the wicked.
For the wicked.
Yeah, it's got a good
money
opening.
Don't grow on trees.
Really good setup for that.
God, like I remember like when Tales from the Borderlands was like still coming out per episode, and
Right.
like everything everybody was always looking out for was like the opening sequence for each episode because it was always so epic and so funny.
Yeah, it's true. In fact, I actually think the Borderlands games don't necessarily hold up to their intros. Like, I always think that's the best part of the game is like the opening to it. But okay,
Yeah, I'm playing like the third game right now.
I haven't played Borderlands 3. I have not had a chance to try that out.
Yeah, it's not my favorite so far, but I haven't played far yet because like I have the game has been out for like at least half a year right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that about right? So, and I have the season pass, so I have like already 2 story DLC, I think. And the idiot I am has to, of course, finish everything before going on with the main quest.
Yep, I hear you. This is the violence inherent in the system. I agree. Okay, so we're going to put a poll up, which is what skill should we focus on? So the way this works, chat, is the top vote getter is going to be the skill we put the most points into. Second vote getter will be the one that we put the next most into, and so on. And if there's a couple of ties, then we'll work that out later. So what do you want to focus your attention on? Do you want it to be driving skill, gunnery skill, mechanic skill, prestige, and wealth? We're not going to get a 0 in anything because we have 10 points here to divide, but there's definitely things we want to emphasize more than others. And yeah, I'm glad that everyone's picking driving skill because I feel like that's pretty obvious that should be up there. I like the idea of gunnery skill having some points in it as well, because we'll definitely need to make sure that we have some points there. So what we'll probably do is I'll probably do a separate poll for the ones that came in like 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then we'll talk about what those levels are. So driving skill and gunnery skill right now would be the ones that get the 2 most attention in terms of points that we distribute. So I figure we'll probably put 5 points and we'll distribute it among those. And then the other 5 points will go among the other 3. Exactly. Well, yeah, driving skill, you don't want to go have accidents. Like, this is the problem with Mad Max, right? Like, Mad Max is awesome, but there's too many examples where Mad Max goes off the road because, they don't drive safely in the Mad Max world.
They don't have roads. That's also
That's true. That's the problem. They don't have roads. This is a good point, actually. It's very true. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to last call this now. And, okay, driving skill. So we're going to put at least 3 points. Let's see. Well, 4. Let's say because it was so overwhelming, I'm going to say that we're going to put 4 points into driving skill. And we're going to say that skill equals driving skill. All right. So we're going to put that as 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're going to put that as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we've got 4 points into driving skill. Now, the next thing that everyone wanted, people started voting for other ones. So what we will do here is we will get rid of driving skill.
Yes, let's just walk everywhere we go.
Yeah. We'll get rid of that entirely. So now we have 6 points left to distribute among 4 stats. So I'm going to do another poll, and we're going to vote again. So this vote is going to be for the next most that you want to put into. So I'm going to open this poll now, And so now you can vote and decide. Now, please note, I moved wealth up to the top just so I didn't have to redo everything. So gunnery skill is 2, mechanic is 3, prestige is 4. And, oh, wait, stop. Sorry, I screwed up. Wait a second. I messed up. Hold on 1 second. I forgot that I put wealth in there twice, which is dumb. Sorry. Wealth, gunnery skill, mechanic, and prestige. Okay.
So we're not going to play as Donald. We are going to play as Scrooge, yes?
It looks like it. So we got gunnery skill. That looks what we're looking at, yeah. Right now. Well, because they're putting the points into these other things. So we got gunnery skill, mechanic skill, or prestige. So right now, gunnery skill looks like it's going to be the second most thing. Yeah, gunnery looks overwhelming. Mechanic has some interest, though. We've got some mechanic interest as well. So that means that we'll probably put, like, say, so we got 4 points in that. So if we put 2 points each, or put, like, say, 3 point in gunnery, let's say, and 2 in mechanic, that would be 9. Or we could do 2 and 2. It looks pretty close. Maybe we'll do 2 and 2 between gunnery and mechanic. Okay, so I'm going to last call this. What's up, Elias, also? Okay, so we're going to put 2 and 2. So we will put 2 into gunnery. We'll make that... So luck is going to equal gunnery skill. Okay. And then we're going to put another 2 into mechanic. Let me make sure that I'm doing that right. Yep, mechanic. So I'm going to put 2 in that as well because people were into that. All right. And then we're going to put 4, 6, 8. And then the last points will go into prestige. So we'll put prestige as 1. And our gold, or our wealth, basically. Gold equals... Actually, so it's 1,000. So we'll say that wealth is 1. Okay, cool. All right, so there you go. So we are a driving ace. We are pretty good with the guns. We can fix up our car if we need to. People have heard of us a little bit. Like, that's what this book is for, right? This is to make our rep, people, okay? And then we have initial wealth. And actually, interestingly, if we look at Arv of the distant past, I had driving skill is 3, gunner skill 2, mechanic skill 2, prestige 2, initial wealth 1. Yeah, this is what I did because I was too afraid of making any choice that was going to gimp me later. This is totally me in every respect. Okay, so 80 style. We might be predicting the future. I know it, right? Okay. Blah, 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 blah. And then we've got, and then we have, oh my goodness. We also have, this is extremely important. We also have got our car. When you get a new car, you have to make a record sheet for it. Ooh, okay. Let me see if I can find... record sheet. Okay. So, let's see. Let me pull up the sheet here. Okay. So, now we have the car name. So, car. All right. So, here's what we've got for the car. The first thing in car is the body. The bigger the car, the more weapons, gadgets, and armor it can carry. The integrity of your car's body and armor is measured in, and they put it in quotes, hit points. I've never heard of this term. What is this strange thing you call hit points? Okay, so...
The term hit points confused the crap out of me when I was a kid, and my English wasn't all that good yet.
Oh, yeah?
Because it was like specifically with Pokemon, because in Pokemon, the hit points are basically translated to health points or power points if you want. They're called KP, Kraftpunkte.
Mm-hmm.
So like so I always thought HP stands for health points, but no, it's hit points. And then like, but it's not how often you can hit someone. Why would you call it that?
Yeah, that's funny. Okay.
English is a confusing language.
English is very confused. Yes. Okay, it looks like let's see. You're going to see does anything. Oh, okay, it actually gives us the starting. All right. So it gives us the starting stuff. So we will find out about the car when we get there. We might be able to get other cars. So that's part of it. Yeah, wealth has 1, and that wealth of 1 gives us 1,000, I believe is what they said, $1,000 of starting cash. Yeah. Okay. Just a couple of notes, though, as we go through about their different aspects of the car. So the power plant in 2036, which is when this is, gasoline is rare and cars run on electric power. If your power plant is dead, your car cannot accelerate or move once it is stopped, and you cannot fire lasers. Other car systems will still work, but if you can't fix that power plant, your adventure is over. And there are weapons. Cars can come with many different weapons, from the ordinary machine gun to the expensive and deadly laser. Gadgets, all sort of interesting extras are available for you in your car. And possessions, extra ammo, body armor, grenades, anything you pick up along the way. All right, we're going to deal with combat when we actually get there. So we also have injury to characters, but again, we'll worry about that when we get there. And time. This particular adventure is a race against the clock. When you hit the road, it will be 1 p.m. When you complete a section of road, have an encounter, etc., the text will tell you to mark off a certain amount of time. You must keep track of what time it is. You have only 24 hours to complete your mission. Okay, so we've got this. Let me just save our boy Philip Tank. Okay, save as. Battle. 19th, 2020. Okay, good.
Salty again right now about Telltale being disbanded, so we never get another Tales from the Borderlands.
Although they are doing a, there is going to be a Wolf Among Us 2 that another studio's picking up, so they might get it picked up. Yeah.
Because like, that was like the first thing I was like really pissed off about, because like it was like they just announced that game and then they close up.
No, they are going to be doing it. I forget who picked it up, but which is good because I love Wolf Among Us, so I'd be a big fan of that. Are you a fan of Bill Willingham's art, etc.?
Yes.
Yeah, are you? Okay. I actually met him. He was on a panel with me.
Yes.
But I wondered how you felt about Fables.
Oh, I have like 6 or 7 of the hardcovers.
Okay.
So yeah. And
Gotcha.
I need to finish that, like reading that. Like at some point,
yeah, those are cool.
I started reading the what are they called? Ebooks, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but like oh god, I would like tell you at what point I am, but oh my god, that's such a huge spoiler. So I'm just not gonna. Like apparently I'm like just a few issues away from the end. But yeah. Very good series.
Okay, so I have, let's see. I really want to make sure that I've got the game here, soundtrack. What is my son doing?
Partying.
Okay. All right, good.
Like
I think
it's 1989.
Here we go. So I'm going to put the link in Zoom chat. So for today, we have got the Mad Max soundtrack, Mad Max game soundtrack, for this.
Oh, right, that was a game.
Yeah, it was like an open world type of thing. I saw a couple of people. It seems okay, but all right, I'm gonna start.
Jesus, that's loud.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. So we're gonna play it, but chat, you need to tell me. Okay, how's that, chat? Is that too loud or is that okay?
Okay, so either I can have it muted completely or too loud. That's great.
Really? There's no in between?
Yeah, no, I have to like adjust stuff in
All right, see you, Fury.
Windows.
What do you think, chat? How's the sound? Music. Too loud? Now it's quiet. All right, let me... How about that? Is that any better? Now you hear it better. Is that okay? Is that okay for everyone? Come on. Oh my god, man, Max, come on. Okay. Okay, good. Lovely. All right, so now I love that we're all like spiked shoulder pads, fill up tank, and then I look over and Terry's doing Donald Duck in this car.
I warned you. God. I did warn you.
I love it. Is that do you have shotguns? Thanks for the host, Echo. Do you have like a shotgun in the front? You just have the spikes on the fenders.
What about a shotgun?
Like, you know, out of the lights in the front, the headlights. You know, just like two big like guns pointing out of the headlights for no reason.
No, I have a better idea.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Tuesday, April 1st, 2036, 8 p.m. The skies were dark and cloudy over Austin International Airport as a sleek Cessna gas burner, lights twinkling, touched down and coasted to a stop. It was met by a heavily armored limousine flying Republic of Louisiana flags. Nothing unusual, just a weekly diplomatic pouch. The limo driver didn't recognize the courier who got off the plane, but she had the right password. The limo hummed back toward the embassy. Tuesday, April 1st, 2036, 9 p.m. In the Louisiana Embassy in downtown Austin, the ambassador greeted an unexpected guest. "Irene, what brings you here?" The Undersecretary of Energy smiled grimly. "Business, I'm afraid, James. I need an office, a secure computer with full database access, and $5,000 in gold, and more later." The ambassador started to reply, and was halted by the secretary's upraised hand. "Don't ask." The ambassador didn't ask. It was common knowledge that Irene Mirabeau was a loyal, efficient bureaucrat in the Louisiana hierarchy. It was less common knowledge that she was President Jordan's most trusted hatchet man. "Right away, Irene." The ambassador rang for an aide. Wednesday, April 2nd, 2036, 11 a.m. There were only two people in the small embassy office. One was Irene Mirabeau. The other wore the leather and whipcord of a professional duelist. "Irene," said the duelist. "Long time no see. Glad you called. What's up?" "Nothing good," replied Mirabeau. "I hate to presume on friendship, but I've got a job for you. Urgent, dangerous, and totally unofficial. I'm going against the VP's direct orders. Even my own staff in Baton Rouge thinks I'm here on routine business." The duelist asked the logical question. "What's the problem? Do you follow the news?" "Not politics." "Well, this would have been on the social page anyway. No matter. President Jordan and his daughter Angela are in Oklahoma right now. They've been visiting Two Eagles Ranch. What nobody knows is they're both being held prisoner. John Two Eagles thinks he can take over the whole damned country of Louisiana, and he's about to do it." "Well, what's Louisiana got an army for?" "Who are you kidding? The People's Militia is just a police force. It'd be no match for Two Eagles' private army. Not to mention the Oklahoma State Forces, or the other oil barons, or what would happen at home if we sent the Guard north." The duelist held up a gloved hand. "Okay, I get the idea. And I guess you can't call the police and swear out a kidnapping complaint." "No way," Mirabeau said. "We've got to solve this ourselves or not at all. Jordan holds power by force of personality. If he publicly cries for help, the government falls apart. Giving in to Two Eagles would be better." "Well, what does Two Eagles want? He's filthy rich, but he's an Oklahoman. He's got no ties to Louisiana at all. How is he expect to take power in Cajun country?" Mirabeau sighed. "He's got no ties to Louisiana right now. But what if he were the president's son-in-law?" "A forced wedding? You're kidding." "No, you're not. You want me to go in there by myself and bring them out, right?" "Half right. Just the girl. They won't be guarding her as heavily, and if she's free, they have no hold on the president. Will you do it?" "Maybe. Give me the details." Okay, so as I understand it, this mission is to stop a shotgun wedding. Like, literally to stop a shotgun wedding. Literally, they're going to come in, and they're going to stop that from happening. apparently.
It's a shotgun wedding.
Shotgun wedding is where you basically have a someone after a night of passion or drunkenness or both, someone gets pregnant, and the father finds out, usually in this meme, finds out and basically goes to the person that knocked up said woman, and holding a shotgun, and basically says, either you marry my daughter or I'm going to take you out with this shotgun right now. So
I see.
very common in meme versions of the South and, etc. Of course, not at all accurate. In no way am I making the claim that that's what the American South is like, but that's the claim. Okay, what is... Oh, Interstate 76?
Well, that's the only reference I have right now, so it must be true.
Yes, I agree. So... Yeah, we're not going to do, I'm going to change, you're right, this soundtrack is lousy. But we're not going to do 76, because we don't need to, because instead we have, where is it? What was the sequel to Interstate 76? It was Interstate 81, right? Or 83?
What?
Interstate 76 was an amazing car combat game. I loved Interstate 76. But what was the sequel? Was the sequel Interstate 83? Oh, well, listen, Coven, I don't want to make any claims.
Well, you could just put on the Borderlands soundtrack.
No, because it doesn't, there's
it
too
has
much,
too many, licensed songs in it. Yeah, I know.
And stuff that doesn't totally fit that thing as well.
What about Fallout?
Yeah, they don't.
They have more of a 50s thing going on, so that doesn't work.
Why the sequel? Because we're in the 1980s, not in the 70s. That's why. I like Interstate 76 as much as the next person, but Interstate 82, that's what it is. Okay. But you're right that the soundtrack we were playing is not very good, Echo. So instead, we're going to go with some Interstate 82. All right. And I'll post the link in chat in a second. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes! Yes! This is perfect. Perfect. Oh my god. So perfect.
Oh god.
After this,
when is that game?
Interstate 82. I don't know when it came out, but I think it came out. I don't remember when, but that's the year it was set in. I'm sorry. That's too bad, Coven. Okay. After this, we'll play that game, the shooter. We'll play the soundtrack for the shooter that was... Oh god, it was like Far Cry something Dragon. It was that.
Oh god, I know exactly what you mean.
That soundtrack's good too. Far Cry.
Blood Dragon?
Is that what it is? Luck Dragon? No. Blood Dragon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thought you said Luck Dragon. I'm like, what?
No. Luck Dragon. That's
from Neverending Story. Yeah. Blood Dragon. Okay. Cool. All right. So
also
anyway.
very 80s.
Very 80s.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, what does Two Eagles want? He's filthy rich, but he's an Oklahoman. He's got no ties to... Oh, wait, I already did that. Maybe give you the details. Right. Okay, Shotgun Wedding, yes. Wednesday, April 2nd, 2036, 1 p.m. Okay, it's a deal. One last question. Why me? Mirabeau shook her head. I can't entrust this to anybody but a real ace, and it has to be someone I trust totally. Someone like you, Philip Tank. There aren't many, and you're the only one I could reach in time without attracting attention. It was you or nothing. The duelist shook hands with Mirabeau and walked down the embassy steps toward the parking garage. This was a crazy job, but the price was right, and pulling something like this would be a shot for the old reputation. You are the duelist. Turn the page and start with paragraph 1. Okay, here we go. You have been hired to go to Two Eagles Ranch, headquarters of Oklahoma oil baron John Two Eagles, and free Angela Jordan, daughter of the president of Louisiana. You have been given a computer cube of notes and instructions from Irene Mirabeau. If you complete the mission, you will earn $100,000 in gold. Hell yeah. You've been given $5,000 in advance. You have this amount plus your starting wealth, whatever you chose, from 1,000 to 6,000, as your total bankroll to begin the adventure. Okay, so we have 6,000.
I'm actually starting to like this.
Haha. See?
God, look at this.
I love it. It's freaking awesome. I love the gun on this side. Is that like a hand, like a revolver that he just triggers? He just grabs it with one hand. And...
Well, it's like mounted basically, but like you can like move it around. Kind of, it's like.
Exactly.
But yeah, he works it with his hand, like while driving.
Pretty much Coven. Coven's like, I'm imagining she's drawing the car in the style of that little sentient taxi from the classic Disney shorts. Pretty much dead on, Coven. You're exactly right. With Donald Duck to boot. Mickey Mouse Furry Road. Yeah, exactly. Where's Trent when you need him? All right. So, you know your mission is a desperate one. Officially, Louisiana has knuckled under to Two Eagles' blackmail. Only a surprise attack can save Angela. And your time is limited. Two Eagles' plan is devilishly simple. Jordan is an old man and Angela is young and single. If Two Eagles marries her, he will become the crown prince and can easily succeed Jordan as president of Louisiana. Okay. And the wedding is set for 1 p.m. tomorrow, exactly 24 hours from now. It is now 1 p.m. You have 24 hours to free Angela before the wedding. Whenever a paragraph tells you to mark off time, record the new time on your record sheet. Okay, so... I'm loving this soundtrack. Okay.
Looks like a tiny tank, to be honest.
It really does. Okay.
Why did I agree to any of this?
All right. I love it. It's going to be a whole new world for you. Okay, your vehicle. All right, here's where we get our car, everyone. Your vehicle
Already
is
have one, don't you see?
Yeah, that's true. Well, this car is called the Piranha. It is a luxury-sized combat car. Sure, that's definitely luxury-sized.
So a tank.
Right. Right. Definitely, that's what it is. It's a tank. It's on brand, you know. Okay, it's a Piranha, and it's a luxury-sized combat car. It has space for both a driver and a gunner, but your gunner seat is empty. This will give you a place to put Angela when you rescue her. Here, Angela. Go in the gunner seat. So we're gonna need to figure out like a sidecar. You could put a sidecar on there, Terry. You know. Oh, the car you drive is named Piranha in Interstate 76. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So it's got one for driver and gunner. Let's see. Okay, so we've got that. All right, and you start off with the following possessions: machine pistol, body armor, and simple tools. All right, so let's talk about the Piranha here. So the Piranha, the body. So for hit points, it has 60 hit points, our car, the Piranha. It has a defense class of 12. It's got a handling class of 3. And it has 4 weapons. It's got a rocket launcher. You can totally see that here. Rocket launcher. Direction is front. Combat bonus.
What have I done?
-1. You've done awesome is what you've done. Combat bonus -1. And dice damage. Okay, so this is pretty sweet. So basically, there is 2 dice of damage here that you get, but it's -1 to fire it, which is not surprising. Let's see. 0.60.
Oh.
Okay. So that's our first weapon. The second weapon is a machine gun, which is mounted on the rear. All right, combat bonus. Combat bonus is 0. And 1 die damage. Okay. That's only one of several machine guns on here, let it be noted. Then we have a second machine gun, which is mounted on the right. Okay, there's a gun on the front, rear, right, and left. There's literally a gun on every side of this car. I just want to be clear about that.
Beautiful.
Direction right. Combat bonus 0. 1 die damage. Okay. There's a car in the middle. Yes, there's a car attached to the guns. That's right. Every gun has a car, basically, is what this is. Okay, machine gun, direction left. Combat bonus.
Built this car, Torque. Hey, there's a Borderlands joke for you.
Heyo.
Ew.
Die damage. Okay.
Explosions!
Okay, 1 die damage, and then we've got, let's see, 2 dice damage, and it can take 2 points of damage itself. So actually, let me do direction front, combat, bonus 1, 3 hit points. So the rocket launcher can take 2 points of damage before being destroyed. We got to make sure that never happens, because losing the rocket launcher would just be, it just can't happen.
So, who in the audience can tell me what I'm putting in the speech bubble here? What that is called?
Ooh. Yeah, while I'm doing this,
Special
chat,
name
tell me.
for this type of speech bubble writing, I guess.
Classico says, Rudnell says Wingding font, and Classico says
No.
Schweinkram.
What?
Is that a German thing that I don't know?
Schweinkram. No, it's not Schweinkram. Also, it would be Schweinskram with an S. But no, Schweinskram is just naughty stuff, like pornographic material.
Aha!
That is
so,
what Schweinskram is.
I see. Okay. Power
No,
plant
this is called a Grolix. That is, can like sound fun and interesting at the next party you're gonna attend.
It's that. Say it again. It's what?
A Grolix.
A Grolix?
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you spell it?
Grolix, I think. Don't
Wow,
quote me on
I did not
though.
know that. Huh. Okay. We'll
Now
go-
you know.
Now I
Knowing
know.
is half the battle.
Exactly.
G.I. Joe.
Knowing is definitely half the battle. Okay, I'm gonna drop this down a little bit further. Okay, and now we've got okay, defense class 12. Handling class 3. Okay, good. That gives us a chance. So that's what our car looks like. And then we have our personal possessions. We have a machine pistol. Does 2 hit damage to people, 1 hit to vehicles.
That's a one hit.
1 hit wonder. It's
Ah.
damage. 2 hits person damage. 1 hit car damage. It's 250. Okay, it's worth 250. Okay, there's the machine pistol. Then we've got a body armor, which is worth 3 extra hit points, which means I would have 6 total hit points. So I'll mark that down now. Okay.
I guess I have to draw our boy Phil. Is he a boy?
I think he's a boy.
But yeah, I'm done with this, so.
This is awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
That's the car, folks. All right, that is an
Dotes.
example. In the dystopian future, that is what all cars will look like.
Mm-hmm.
Will be that.
All are like weaponized go-karts.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's actually like that's like a kid's like go-kart track that you just drew, but like even there they look like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. We are ready to begin our mission. Let's
Mario Kart Fury Road.
Mario Kart Fury Road. Okay. You are leaving Capital City, the fortified Austin neighborhood where all embassies to Texas are located. The guards wave you through. Getting out is much easier than getting in. You have 24 hours to rescue Angela. And look, folks, we even have a map. I'm going to go... Let me see if I can go full screen here for a second. Yeah, I can. So take a look at the full screen, folks. There is our... Remind that part. There we go. So there we go. We're coming from Austin, which is all the way to the south there, and we're going up here towards Louisiana, or towards Oklahoma, I mean. So that's where we're headed. So the question is, what do we want to do? We have 24 hours to rescue Angela. Do we hit the road immediately with the equipment we have? Do we drop by the Austin branch of the American Auto Duel Association, of which we are a member, to get information about road conditions? Or do we take time to buy some special combat equipment at Uncle Albert's Auto Stop and Gunnery Shop? So give me just 1 second here while I do that.
By the way, I just thought of a different soundtrack we can listen to later.
Okay.
Full Throttle.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Good call.
I have, what was the name of the band who did the soundtrack again?
That I don't remember.
I have a patch of them on my vest that I handmade because you can't get it anywhere. The band ceased to be like a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Gone Jackals, of course. That was the name.
Oh, I completely forgot that. What's up, Caffeine Terry, and hey, Dragon Spear. Way better soundtrack. Okay, so what should we do is the question. Do we hit the road immediately?
The road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Do we drop by Austin of American Auto Duel Association? Okay. Or do we go to Uncle Albert's Auto Shop and Gunnery Stop? All right, what should we do, chat? Now's the time to get your vote in.
Ein Model und sie sieht gut aus. Dun, da, 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 dum, dun, dun. You know that song? I don't know if that's like internationally known. I think it is.
Which song? I'm sorry. I was doing
Das Model? Wait. By Kraftwerk. Do you guys know Kraftwerk?
No,
The US?
I don't.
No?
I don't know. Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk.
Echo. Guns. Kraftwerk? I don't know.
Oh, Kraftwerk. Sorry.
Kraftwerk. No, I do not know. This music is cracking me up.
Oh, I didn't know they're aus Düsseldorf. That's good to know. They're like from 20 kilometers away from you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Dragon, I know craft exactly, but that's not the same thing. Okay, looks like people want to go get some guns, which I can appreciate.
Guns.
Because we only have 4 cardinal directions covered. We don't have northeast, southeast, southwest, or northwest. So I mean, we need to be able to do that. Right now, we just have front, rear, left, and right, but we need the corners too. So. All right. So last call on that.
My kid wants attention.
More weapons. All right. This is reminding me of the opening of Styx's Too Much Time in My Hands. Well, I've been looking on the bar stool, looking like a damn fool. I can only be trying. Good stuff. Okay. Actually, I could always just, if it wasn't for getting muted, I could just basically throw sticks up there and just do a bunch of sticks. Like, much sticks would actually fit this. Okay. 80s concept album. Well, the ages would be right for us. Okay. 144. All right, here we go. You head for the local branch of Uncle Albert's Auto Stop and Gunnery Shop, the famous combat supply store. As usual, there are dozens of interesting devices on display. What would you like to buy? Well, there's actually a picture. I wonder if they actually have this.
Wait, how? Jesus! Being attacked from the side.
See,
I'll be right back.
Because you didn't have a gun over there.
Sorry about that. My cat was literally attacking me. Or rather, my microphone. While I was wearing it, which hurt.
Yeah. That can't continue.
And to go get the robot. Because I bought a robot last week. To entertain the cat.
You have a robot to entertain a cat?
Yeah, it's like a toy robot thing. It like rolls around and makes noise.
And the cat finds that fascinating.
Yeah, actually.
Let's see. All right, I can't find the illustration for it, so I'll just have to show. I'll have to show everybody instead. So I will go back to main scene here for just a minute. So, make sure I get the right side. This mirror thing is really screwing me up. Okay. So you see. Here's what we got available to us. So you got some body armor, we got some ammo. That's what we've got. So, a dozen of interesting ones. So here's what we've got. We've got body armor, like the suit we have on. Gives you 3 extra hit points, although I don't really know why we would get one because we already have one, but I guess we can get an extra. We could get improved body armor, which gives us 6 extra hit points and raises our defense class, our personal defense class, from 9 to 10. So actually, while I'm on the subject, I should note that. Okay. So. So right now our defense class is 9. So right now our defense class is 9. So. Oh, really, Coven? I didn't know that. Let's see. Okay, so improved body armor gives you 6 extra hit points, raises your character's defense class from 9 to 10. That's $1,500. Vehicle combat computer means we get a +1 combat bonus to all shots that we make, $1,000. A high-res vehicle combat computer gives us +2 combat to all shots we make. And then a machine pistol, like the one we already have, is $250. Then they also have a limpet mine for sticking to things and blowing them up, and grenades for $25 each. So basically we have body armor, which would be an extra of the suit we already have, improved body armor, which is a better version of what we already have, a vehicle combat computer, a high-res vehicle combat computer, machine pistol, limpet mine, and grenades. And we have $6,000 with which to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the list of things that we can buy plus the amounts, and then you can decide what it is that you want. So, let's see. What should we buy?
I'm super not versed at drawing guns, so oof.
So far, not bad. I mean, just from the
Trying to draw a shotgun.
$250.
Looks more like a signal gun at this point, but oh well.
Okay, improved body armor is $1,500. Let's see, vehicle. Is 1,000.
What was the music? So happy.
I know. I was wondering about what this is. The moment, like. Dun, 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 dun. We have 6,000. You can actually see it under the gold up there, Echo. We have $6,000 to spend. And we already have body armor and machine pistols already. But I guess that's if you wanted an extra, I guess. And actually, I'm gonna take that out because that way I can actually fit everything in. And okay, $25 each. Okay, so we've got body armor, we've got improved body armor, we've got vehicle combat computer, which is +1 to combat. We have high-res combat computer, which is +2 to combat bonus to shooting. Limpet mine is something you stick to something and then it blows up. And then grenades. So... yeah, nice. Talking AI upgrade, a little bit of kit going on. Oh, wait. Now all of a sudden we're into Castlevania, which is definitely not the vibe. Okay, so you were saying full throttle, right?
Yes. Alternatively, you can just look for the Gun Jackals, A Bone to Pick. That's the name of the album that they used for the soundtrack.
I got it. Are we looking full throttle or full throttle remastered?
I don't think it matters.
All right.
I'm not sure.
All right. I'm going to put it with the one that I'm using into Zoom chat. Okay. Can I see that adorable car real fast? Can you put back on the other illustration for just a minute?
Yeah, just a second. There you go.
There you go, Coven. Making okrams, you said? Is that
what?
No, not okrams. What did you say that was the thing? The
Grolix.
Grolix. That's right.
Grolix.
Grolix. Yeah. Grolix.
Slightly off.
Occams, Grolix. Okay. All right. So get in your votes, folks. Get in your votes. We right now have 1 vote each for vehicle combat computer, high-res combat computer, and a limpet mine. So get in your votes. And what we'll do is when we buy something, we'll buy it, and then I'll put up the rest of the things that we didn't buy yet, and then I'll put it in to see if you want to buy it or not, up until we run out of money.
God, I love that song so much.
Yeah, I was going to say, this has got to be up your alley, right?
So fucking lootly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking up photos on Google right now of like 80s fashion and glam metal stuff, and it's just like,
I know. I don't know. I have no idea how any of us survived it, honestly.
it's like, I'm like trying to tell like which of these photos are real and which of these are just like modern people in costumes with like terrible wigs, and it's really difficult.
Yep. No, I
like
know
especially because like a lot of like the famous bands from back then are still around today, right? And like these are now all old men who all don't have hair on their heads
it.
anymore.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really
so
crazy.
they actually wear wigs. It's like this.
It really is crazy. All leather all the time. It's true, Admiral Kirk. It really is true. Look up Road Warriors, ClassScore is saying.
Road Warriors.
All of them are real, that's the problem. Okay, so last call on this. I'm agreeing with everybody, by the way, on the combat computer. I think that's a smart idea.
Are these pro wrestlers?
I mean, same difference. Like,
No, I mean Road Warriors.
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I did see that. I did see that cover. It was cracking me up. Round and round, what comes around goes around. I'll tell you why. Round and round, and it's something else. And then, you know, like actually, it's funny. A band like Kiss has gotten more future-proof, I think. Because, like, they were goofy and, like, weird at the beginning. But, like, as time has gone on and everyone else gets weird and goofy without meaning to be, Kiss is like, yo, we were here all along. You know, like, we've always been weird. You know, like, we've always been crazy. And they had that one little aborted attempt where they tried to be awesome without the face paint. They just face planted. And so they had to go back to putting on the makeup. And so, yeah. Has to be black leather. Old cowboy audio, yeah. Okay, so looks like we're going with a high-res combat computer. I am on board with this idea. All right, so to come. Nice, okay. High-res combat computer. Okay, now that was expensive. That used up 4,000, so we're now down to 2,000. So now I'm going to clear that out of the way.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others.
I'm going to put
for the ones
grenades up there. God,
no matter
that's
where
America.
they are.
The only problem with having a physical book is keeping it open when I'm trying to, like, type is not...
Tackle the big things and the little things.
What
that
is
matter.
this? Go away, advertisement from
For the
YouTube.
ones making sacrifice.
Goodbye. Another corporate thing about, like, oh, you know, like, for all the people making sacrifices and that we haven't paid enough for decades, so that now we have to pretend that we care about them so that you can buy more of our product. Okay. There's that. And that. Okay, so I'm going to open the poll again. Okay, so here we go. We got 2,000 left. So we have body armor, which we already have. We have regular body armor. We don't have improved body armor. We don't need a vehicle combat computer because we just got a good one, so we shouldn't do that. So the really question is about limpet mine, grenades, and then I guess if you want an extra body armor, or what you could do is you could get improved body armor, and then like, you know, we can get more of limpet mines and grenades. Again, whatever we buy here, I'll take off the list, and then you'll have a chance to vote again for the last item you want to buy for. Oh, goodness. Put the girl in this. She doesn't get one shot halfway home. You get away with it, and then death. Okay, last call. Looks like people are looking at that improved body armor, and I agree that that's probably a good idea. Thank you for the follow, Pencil Mage. Welcome to the Arbonauts. And thank you again, everybody, for the 6 subs we got earlier on. I really appreciate that. We're at 63 subs now, I believe. So thank you to Kerflop and to Classicor. And also, we are now up to 5981 or 82. So we're only about 18 followers away from 6,000, which is kind of a cool milestone.
So, what exactly does have to happen again for you to unlock more emojis for the channel?
The only real way to do it is to get partnered unless they open more things up for affiliates. Because I want to use your other, because we have another emote that Terry used. By the way, Terry, you should know that Rob from Infinity and Beyond said that he looks at your emotes and just keeps thinking Angry Birds.
Yeah, I know, but
he likes them a lot, and I continue to love them.
I don't like Angry Birds.
Yep. Well, I mean, like literally, Fifi at times is an angry bird. So
I know. Believe me, I know. But like that comes with God, how do I explain that? There are like certain elements in like character design that are kind of unavoidable if you are going for something specific.
Right.
Like, and especially with like all these restrictions that I had with like making like emojis specifically, it kind of was bound to look like an angry bird no matter what I did.
Yeah. No, I hear that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna put on the improved body armor.
We have a cool leather jacket,
which gives us 6 extra hit points. So we now have 9 hit points and 7, 8, 9. We have 9 hit points now. 6 extra hit points and +1. +1. Okay. So our defense class now is 10. Okay. So now we're down to 500. So now I'm going to put the vote up again. So we've gotten rid of improved body armor now. Okay, I'm not gonna put body armor up there again because obviously that's silly. And I don't think we need to put up a vehicle combat computer either because we already have one. So the question is,
oh god, is that the music from the minigame?
I think that first one that I just heard was, yeah.
I hated that minigame so much.
So it looks like there's only one limpet mine available. So you can only get one limpet mine, and then you can get as many grenades as you want. So you can only get one limpet mine. So we have 500 left. So what do we want to do as far as that's concerned? So you guys want to get the limpet mine? Too many ads in this OST. Goodbye.
That's what adblock is for.
Yeah, but I can't do that and then ask people to put up with anything that runs during Twitch channel streams. It must be consistent. Then you can get more grenades after that? Yeah, probably. It's a little unclear whether you can...
Grenades?
What's that?
If you use adblock, you get more grenades?
You get more grenades, yes. Didn't you know that? That's what happens. That's what YouTube Premium is for. Yeah, well, then I have to spend more money on it. Yeah. No, so the limpet mine is $60, and it says grenades are 25 each, and limit mine it just says 60, which tells me that we've only got one. So I'm gonna close this because it sounds like people want that. All right, we've got 440. All right, we've got 440 left. So now I'm not going to put this last one up for a vote. Yeah, that's reasonable, I guess. That makes sense, Dragon. So let me ask everyone, how many grenades do you want to get? You've got 25. We've got 25 gold right now. Or I'm sorry, we got 440. We got $440. Each grenade costs $25. So do we get like? We want to save a couple $100, Echo, just in case, right? So probably we want to get like. You want to get like 10? 10 would be $250. Do you want to get 10? $200 worth? Yeah, $200 worth would be what would that be? That would be 8. $200 worth would be 8 of them. Is that good? 8 grenades? Explosions?
Explosions! You have to say it with Torque's voice. Do it.
Alright, let's see. So...
Do it!
Explosions!
Wow, that was terrible.
$200 selling $200 shirt. I'm blaming you all. Exactly 1 grenade to have a self-destruct option. Okay, so what do you think, Chad? Are we getting $200 worth? Are we getting? So here are your options. Echo Alpha option is to buy all of it. Every grenade we can buy, use up all our money. Admiral Kirk's option is to choose one so we can blow ourselves up if needed. And then my suggestion is I guess, what is it? Aaron's suggestion is $200 worth, which is 8 grenades. So what do you want to do? Echo's all or nothing. Aaron's $200 worth, or Admiral Kirk's 1. Need to go get a glass of water, and I left it all downstairs. Now I don't want to go because I've only got about 40 minutes. So we've got Arudno with 8, Evil Marinin with 200, which is 8. Echo says all. Coven says 8. So you've got 3 for 8 grenades. 200 grenades. Yeah, no. 200 grenades. All right. Going once. 8 is reasonable. 8 is enough, we might say. Okay.
Starting to like this design.
Yep. I already love the flipped over hair with the bandana. Okay. 8 is reasonable. 99 lift balloons, yes. Okay. So, good stuff, everyone. Your trip to Uncle Albert's took 1 hour, or 2 hours if you bought a computer because it had to be installed. Yeah, typical. They should have used Linux, right? Where are my Linux people at? For Windows, instead of Windows 20, or whatever they're up to. Okay. So now, what will we do? Oh, I forgot to put forgot to change the money. There we go. So we're at 240 now. So, will we either ask about a quick weaponry upgrade while we're here? Do we go to... What is it called? Oh, yeah. Go to the Austin AADA for road conditions, or do we hit the road?
Wrong game. This is Full Throttle, not Sam and Max. Hit the road.
True. Sam and Max hit the road, which I've played. That one I have played.
That is the oldest game, like the first game I remember ever playing.
Really?
Yeah. When I was like 3 or 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Like sitting on one of my brother's laps and like they had to read everything to me because I couldn't read yet. Because back then was like, oh, it's like a video game, so it's for kids. And it's like cartoon animals. It's for kids.
Yeah, Sam and Max, not so much. That's funny. See, it all makes sense now, Terry. And this is how you ended up, you know, turned out making a car with Donald Duck and spikes on the fenders and everything.
Yep.
Okay, so we have 1 vote for asking about a quick weaponry upgrade. We have 2 votes for going to the Austin AADA.
Our boy Phil here kind of accidentally ended up looking a bit like an old friend of mine, so that's interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Has he got eyeliner around the whole eye?
No, like more like the the face and the build and stuff like that, and the expression.
Gotcha. Has this guy got eyeliner around his eye? I want to make sure that's what I look at.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right,
Well,
good.
it's probably more like engine grease or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're not gonna have enough money for a weaponry upgrade. That could very well be. That's
So
quite
how
possible.
are we gonna have enough money for eyeliner, huh?
Right. That's really the question. Okay. All right, I'm gonna last call this. We make the eyeliner ourselves, out of the blood of our enemies.
Yes, red eyeliner looks very healthy when you wear that.
Out of the deadly oil of.
Yes.
That's funny. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, exactly what Classico said. From oil and the tears of our enemies.
Mm.
That is what it's for. Hello. Yes, I don't know how well it's working.
What to do with the sleeves?
Yeah. Here, I'll give you the handy dandy. Oh, I haven't shown this to Tara yet.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Here, don't you use this pen and then I'll show it to you. I can't believe I forgot. I don't think you saw that I announced the official ARVCon lineup. I was saving this until the end of the stream today, but I announced the ARVCon lineup and I also announced the giveaway gifts. And so I wanted you to see this. Oh look, it's my son. Hello, my son.
Yes, I see your son. Wonderful.
Are you taking pictures of us with Mommy's phone?
It's not answering.
Yeah, it's Mom with blonde hair. Oh, that's me. Yeah, I see it. You want to say hi to everyone? There we go. Well, you can't see the people's face because right now the only thing we're doing is we're doing this over here. Where is it? See? Right now someone's drawing something for us. See? So this is my son, Mini Arf. Hello.
Hi, Mini Arf.
You gotta wave so they can see you. There you go. So...
You have what?
What do you have? You have what?
I like go this way.
You like going this way? So let me tell you about the Dark Ages we called the 80s. That's right. Okay, so the thing I was going to show, here. So Kerflop is making these pens, right? These pens to give away for the top donators of ARVCon, and a couple of them are things like there's a skull pen, there's like a steampunk pen, but he also sent these.
Oh, wait, I have to look on stream.
I think he may have asked you for permission for these.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right? Now
That
here's the
is
cool
super
part.
Sweet.
The cool part is there's going to be an extra one that's going to be given away, but he sent 6 of these. 1 for me, 4 for you, 1 extra. So you folks are going to be getting one of these
Oh,
pens.
that's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Is he on
So, yeah.
stream right now?
Kerflop was here at the beginning. I don't think he's here right now.
Okay.
I think he had to go back to work.
Well, I mean, if you are here, thank you so much. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So it was very exciting. Okay, and I'll announce the rest of the schedule after the stream's over. Where are we here? Where's my thing? There we go. You'll see it on the VOD. True. That's true. Okay. So, what was I talking about? So we're going to be going to Austin. Last call on this, folks. Last call.
God, I remember this part where you hear that song in the game because I got stuck at that part.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to listen to that the entire time.
I never
It's the
finished
worst.
Full Throttle. I think I only played like half of it. I never finished it.
Well, then, what was it called? Game of the Month? But dude,
Yeah.
I think
yeah, I am hereby officially requesting Full Throttle
see it.
to be played.
All right. Well, when the it's going to be not until next month because today is the final vote on the ones we already have. But
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
for next month we can do that. I think he turns the pen bodies himself. You'd have to ask about that, Coven. But I played. But the thing is, as I recall about Full Throttle, well, I just don't remember it enough. I don't remember it enough. I only played it, as I say, about halfway through. It was a long time ago.
What about it?
So I was going to ask about if it had any of the obnoxious puzzles a la Grim Fandango, which drove me up a wall.
Well, it's a Tim Schafer game, so you do the math.
Yeah, exactly. See. Bye, baby. Can you close the door for me? Thank you, lad. Oh man. Am
Like I
against
don't
playing
actually
anything-
remember the puzzles well enough to like tell whether or not they are.
But it's
like,
got that adventure
ridiculous.
game logic, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a LucasArts adventure game, so there must be some of it in there. But like, as far as I recall, it wasn't like as puzzle heavy or like as ridiculous puzzle heavy as like some of the other games by them. But
Yeah, I was gonna
really
say
don't
I like
remember well
puzzles,
enough.
but ridiculous puzzle heavy is like even some of the Monkey Island stuff kind of frustrated me at times because of that. Am I against playing emulated games on stream? I'm not against it so long as I can buy the original somewhere. If I can buy the original somewhere and then I play it on emulator because it's easier, that's fine. But I have to buy it. I'm not just going to play on an emulator by itself because then I'm basically stealing, and I'm, as a creative myself, I am against that. Yeah, Monkey Island. Yeah, the problem I had with like Grim Fandango, I bounced right off of. Monkey Island was okay, but again, those puzzles just really make it tedious for me, though. Like, not because I don't like puzzles, I do.
Like
but
you
because
do
those...
know who you're talking to here right now, right?
Yeah, I know.
You are on thin ice, my dude.
I know. No, if I went on to be like, listen, I don't think any of the Baldur's Gate games are really, they all suck. I mean, then I'd be on broken through the ice. So we got nothing to worry about with that.
But like LucasArts games are like my entire childhood, so.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll send you Sonic the Hedgehog 3 if we can emulate it on stream one day. That would be funny. Back in the day, I played those. I played a bunch of the Mega Mans back in the day, too. I like those. Anyway.
Oh, Mega Man was like also one of the first games I played. I remember like as a kid, I found like in the garden like a piece of, what is it called? Like rain spout or something? Like that you...
Water...
Like,
What do you mean,
like
waterfall fountain?
no, like these pipes that you have like on the trim of the ceiling, of the roof to like catch the rain.
Oh, yeah, gutters.
Gutters?
Yeah.
Okay. And like I got one of those pipes like found it in the garden and like I stuck it on my arm and pretended to be Mega Man when I was like
That's
3 or
awesome.
something.
That's awesome.
So that's my childhood.
That's super cool. You DM'd me. There'd be no ice left if I said those things. No, Alva Marin knows this personally. Like, there's things you just don't go in that area, and that's one of them. Let me see. Oh, thank you for the mini ARV clip, Echo. That's cool. Thank you, man. Okay. So, looks like we are going to the Austin AADA for road conditions. All right, let's do it. You'd rather not start a trip this important without all the information you can get, so you detour to South Austin to visit the American Auto Duel Association. It's a beautiful day. Twice you hear gunfire in the distance, but no trouble comes near you. Soon you're at the AADA building. This is the AADA World Headquarters, but your request is a routine one. Any AADA office could handle it. Inside the building, an operator checks your membership card and punches up your route. What's the reason for your trip, she asks. You're not going to tell the operator about your secret mission. Do you want to explain that it's confidential, or do you want to make up a story? So are we going to tell the operator that it's confidential or make up a story?
God, why are guns so hard to draw? The real reason why all guns need to be banned, so that artists don't have to draw them anymore for the ridiculous requests.
So I'm not going to put this in ARVBot, so you folks can just tell me in chat. Do we make up a story, or do we say that it's confidential? Alright, so Uncle Elias says make up a story. So do we tell her it's confidential, or do we make up a story? Story. Admiral Kirk says confidential. Lie your butt off. I was actually thinking, Kirk, this would be a, not Kirk. Yeah, Admiral Kirk, the 100% made by Canon. This would be like Fumayama, the guy from who directed, what was it? Episodes 2 and 6, I think, of The Mandalorian. Like, very much that kind of, like, hardcore, following, like, oddball characters type.
Do I give our dude a ridiculous cod piece or not? Am I allowed to do that on the stream?
I
Or
mean,
is that too lewd?
it just might limit some of the ability to. Well, of course, chat's gonna say yes. Like, what? It's just like, chat. Should I do something that will cause me great misery but will amuse you greatly? Of course. Like, I mean, like, really. You know.
Jesus.
Dragosphere says no. Okay. Or you could like, or some. Well, you do. One thing you could give him is the long leather coat, a la from Breakfast Club.
No, I want him to have a jacket, not a coat. That's more like a coat. That's more like a goth thing, you know. Also, he was wearing like a trench coat. He's wearing a leather jacket, so I would have to redesign the entire jacket.
Got it. Okay. No means yes. You just go ahead. No, she'll say. Well, obviously, if I ask TariToons, she's going to say yes. She asked me the question in the first place.
No, I'm like actually torn because, like, I'm not sure if that would make it too silly.
I'll say no because then she'll be like, I'll do it anyway. Wow. Helvo Marinin.
How
Wow.
about I do it anyway?
So we have 2 no's and 2 yeses. All of you are being a big help here.
Also, it's pronounced Elf Ilmarinen. Which
Wait.
I'm actually wearing the shirt of right now. Hey Wesley, I'm wearing your band shirt right now.
Wait, say this again? It's pronounced what?
Elf Ilmarinen.
Elf Elmarinen.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ilmarinen is a figure from Finnish mythology.
Oh. Woo! Elf Elmarinen. Promotion. That's right, branding. That's right. Right now, if you wish to follow their band. What's the name of your band?
Marinen.
It is Marinen?
Ilmarinen.
Elmarinen.
Yeah.
The name of the band, Elmarinen. Opening for, let me see, Glory
Currently
Hammer.
not open. No, that would be it. Oh my god.
Opening
Also,
for
no, that
Glory
would-
Hammer and U2, Elmarinen.
You too? No.
Listen, do you want? How many people do you want? Do you want 200,000 people at your concert or not?
Do I want U2 fans at my concert? No, thank you.
Just one time, it'd be a hell of a payday.
Oh god.
Hey, you get done and they're like, Bono comes out. That was great, everyone, wasn't it? I have lived highest mountain. You're like, that's not. Do I have to listen to them though? Yeah, as you finish your last song, they start playing the do 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 do. You're like, oh man. The
I
Edge
don't
comes
actually know
in
that.
playing the guitar. Like, oh man. Yeah,
actually know
you
that
two
song,
and Glory Hammer. I have heard of weirder pairings. There was a time when Sting was touring with the Grateful Dead. I don't have the faintest idea what
Okay.
makes people think that's a combination, but like,
Dude. You have a piece of German music lore. So you heard of Wacken, right? Wacken Open Air? Biggest
yes,
metal festival in the world?
I
Yeah.
have heard of that. Yes.
Okay, that is in Germany, right?
Okay. Yes.
And it is tradition that the headliner or somebody else who's very big who is performing at the concert performs one song with a famous Schlager musician.
What is
From-
Schlager musician?
Schlager is the polar opposite of metal.
Okay.
It is old people music.
It's like Engelbert Humperdinck, like type of, or Frank Sinatra, like that kind of sort of.
No. Metalheads actually love jazz, but no, it's like, God, I don't know. How
Is it
to
like pop
explain-
or is it old man like swing?
No, it's like its own genre. It's just horrible. Schlager is the worst. It's like a very, very Central European thing. Like
Okay.
it's a thing in like German-speaking and Dutch-speaking countries, probably in some other too. Anyway,
It's
so
Tom
like it's
Jones. It's not unusual to be loved by you, like that type of thing.
Very... No, not really. I can like show you some songs later if you want,
Okay.
at your own risk.
It's like David Hasselhoff, Elias asks.
No,
No, it's not.
no, not really.
This
Like,
thing
it's
is
really
like
its
nothing.
own genre.
It's
Like,
not
there
its
is
own
no
thing.
English equivalent.
There is no equivalent at all. Right, I was gonna say. It's accordions and stuff. What the? It's polka.
Well, there can. Oh yeah, there can be polka. No, that's more Volksmusik actually.
What? Okay. All right. So it's a German thing. Okay.
It's very much so. But yeah, it's tradition that one song is like performed by them, by the headliner and one of those famous singers, and it's like the weirdest thing ever, and it's awesome.
That's
so
funny.
as far as weird mashups are concerned,
Now, has there ever been a Schlager the like singer that impresses people at one of these, like actually surprises people that they're pretty good, you know, in doing that song?
well, they're
no?
all good singers. It's just
But
that,
I mean, like,
the songs are crap.
Right, I was gonna say, but they like whatever the version they do is kind of cool somehow. Is there ever?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I
No,
can't-
I meant but you've seen at the festival though.
I've been once, and I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I wanted to see another band when that band was playing. I think that was Rammstein with Udo Jürgens
Okay.
or something, and I was like, no, I want to see that other band because Rammstein, everybody's going to be at Rammstein, and I'm going to be in the very back and not going to be able to see anything, so why even bother?
Right. Right.
And one of my favorite bands was playing at the same time, so.
I see. Before El Marinin came into your life as the greatest band of all time, presumably, right?
Yes, that was long before that. That was in 2013.
Okay. This is a long time before the greatest of all bands. Okay. So it looks like we have decided to go to the... Oh, we already talked about that. So it looks like people are going to make up a story. All right. So here we go. Make up a story time. Okay. I'm supposed to pick up a courier job in Oklahoma, you say. I'm going to see this band. It's kind of a combination of Rammstein and Schlager, and I don't know. I'm just kidding. The operator's like, what are you talking about? No. I named your band the greatest of all time. My life is complete. Listen, I'm just throwing softballs to your significant other here. And she just keeps kind of being like skeptical and continuing to draw her spiked shoulder pad guy. So, you know, just
That's his name now, Spike Shoulder Pad Guy.
spiked shoulder pad guy.
We already had Spike Shoulder Pad Guy, by the way, if you remember. Oh god, what book was that? And what was the character's name? It was like this barbarian dude we played.
Yes.
He had like two
Sagard.
huge...
Sagard the barbarian. Yeah.
Right. Our boy Sagard. He had like three huge spikes on one of the shoulder pads.
And you got to admit, we did like 2 of those, right? You got to admit that we did do the barbarian thing, which you were all about and wanting to do. So, okay. I don't know what it is. The operator nods, bored. She gives you your travel advisory. Sunny weather for the next 2 hours, rapidly getting worse. Heavy thunderstorms expected later today and tomorrow in Oklahoma and North Texas. Flooding expected along the Red River. A new city tax has tripled mechanic and recharge fees in Waco. This tax is to, quote, pay for duelist damage to city property. The Texas Rangers are on the lookout for the gang that looted and destroyed the Ross truck stop just north of Waco. There were no survivors. Travelers should note that recharges are no longer available in Ross. So you mark off 30 minutes for the time spent at the AADA. So it is now it's now 3:30. So we have, let's see, 21.5? No, 20.5 is what we have left. 20 and a half hours left. Okay. So now we don't need to buy any equipment, so we head north to begin our mission. All right, let's do it. You pull your sleek Piranha onto Texas Highway 1, formerly Interstate 35, and cruise north toward Dallas. About 30 miles out of Austin, you have to swerve to avoid a bay of hay in the road, then another, then 2 more. You crest a hill and see that the road ahead is thickly scattered with hay bales. You are going too fast to stop. What will you do? Here's a picture of the
Put my head in a
situation.
basket, 'cause I'd had a tank full. When she blow my gasket,
hell is
I
this?
sure
I have no
was
idea.
thankful
Oh, I think it's
till
like
I hit
some
for
dude
the
singing in the game and then you
sky
beat him up.
above.
If I remember
It's
correctly.
a woman with
Because you need to steal
wheels
some
that
motorcycle
I
parts from him.
love.
Good God. So anyway, these are what the hay bales look like.
I have to look.
Let me actually do the full screen.
I see.
Okay, here we go. Got some hay bales going on. And so, what that means for us is we have three choices here. We can either ride the brakes and slow down as much as we can before colliding, swerve off the road and drive through the fields, or try to thread between the bales without stopping. Now, I'll tell you what I think Philip Tank would do. If given a choice between slowing down, going off the road, or going forward and in between the hay bales, I know what I would choose as Philip Tank. But I will leave it up to the will of chat. For collision, drive into the fields.
Like
Swerve
one
among the hay bales.
unforeseen thing I really like about doing these streams is that it really made me branch out my, like, made me branch out in terms of like character design and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
Because I'm trying
I mean,
to make all the characters look very, very different from each other.
yeah, no, I mean, like, and all joking aside, like, obviously, I thought your skill as an illustrator would be such, as an artist would be such that you'd be able to, you know, roll with the punches on any of these, and it would be kind of fun to do that. So, okay, so there we go, chat. What are we gonna do? Brake as much as possible, drive into the fields, or swerve among the hay bales. What would Philip Tank do, people?
He does have a bit of a vibe of that guy from Breakfast Club. So what was his name again? The one with the coat that you were talking
Exactly,
about.
played by Judd Nelson. But I'm trying to remember. I should know this because I like that movie a lot. God, what's his
Well, I
name?
mean, it's a great movie.
Yeah, you knew.
Aside
right,
from that stupid under the table panty shot.
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. That's
So unnecessary.
Yeah, you know that Tales and Tomes of the Forbidden Library was inspired by that. Did you know that?
Oh? No, I
Yeah,
did not
It's
know that.
inspired by the Breakfast Club. Yeah, John is just a rebel. Molly Ringwald is in that. Anthony Michael Hall, like that just is a who's who of the 80s. All they needed, Emilio Estevez. They just needed they needed Andrew McCarthy in there. I forgot about this movie, which I saw the other day. Anyone ever see the movie Less Than Zero, which is a movie that had a very young Robert Downey Jr. and it had James Spader in it. It's about these like Jamie Gertz. It was basically about these drug kids, these sort of like rich druggy kids in California, I think, during the 80s. Really, really gifted acting job by Robert Downey Jr. in particular. And it's one of those things you watch and you're like, wow, this guy's good. And then he went through this period where he almost died because of the whole drug thing, and then he came out of it on the other side. But just a reminder, because he basically had a very similar career to the career of River Phoenix, who was also a big 80s star, except River Phoenix didn't make it, obviously. I mean, he, died from the whole drug situation, and Robert Downey Jr. did, so. And that happened, chat, just before he would go on to be a model for the Kamsky character in Detroit Become Human, as we talked about. Did I know that zeroth is an actual thing? I didn't know there was an actual thing. I've heard it a lot. Echo is so mad about that. He's like, he's not at all like him, all right? Doesn't look
Wait,
like
what?
him. I think I may have told you about this. There was this there was this big thing where Detroit Become Human, the game.
Yeah.
There's this multi-quadrillionaire tech bro who I think his name is Kamsky, who like is the first one to perfect artificial intelligence. And when you first walk into his house, there's this portrait of him, and he's wearing this suit and he's got this look. And I was like, oh yeah, it reminds me a lot of Tony Stark. And that created this enormous debate and argument where people were like, some people agreed, most people were just like, no, it doesn't look at all like him. It absolutely looks like him. And the reason
What is
that
he
people
called?
don't, sorry, what's his name?
Yeah.
Kamsky, I think. I actually have a clip about this somewhere, which a highlight, which I did. Because the thing is, like, I'm not saying that they look like twins or anything like it, but they're reminiscent of each other. And these people were like, no, they look absolutely nothing like each other. And the reason is because they don't want to feel like Tony Stark is that way. Because they're like, Avengers Endgame, it's all still too raw. They're just like, shut up, man. He's the best. Don't ever compare him to this. So, yeah. Yeah, you made a clip and I did a highlight of it. Yeah, I did. So Terry can watch it at her leisure, but anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so good. So we've got last call. I may have already given last call.
The trick about 80s hair apparently is that it's very feathery. So.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oof.
Very feathery and very like curly poofy. Especially it seemed like women had well, men certainly could have it too, but women had a lot of like the curly poof hair going on.
Yeah, I'm like trying not to go like too obvious 80s with like not doing like the whole Gem and the Holograms hair.
Yeah.
Because that would be a bit too much.
Oh man.
That would be too obvious. I'm trying to like.
That is a callback. Not heard that for a while.
Truly outrageous.
All right, so we're gonna swerve through the bales. All right, they can't be any worse than mines, you think, and you thread the needle swerving between the bales of hay. Try your control roll. Roll 1 die. If the result is less than or equal to the sum of your driving skill and your car's handling class, you make it. All right, so let's see. The handling class for this is, I should have written that down already. Handling class is 3. Let me mark that down. Oh, I already have it there. Okay, so it's 3. And then our driving skill, as we know already, is 4, so that's 7. So, I think that means when we do a control roll, how many dice do we roll? Yes, on 1 die. Okay. Alright. So, if you control roll of 6, control of 7, okay. Okay. Alright, so I need someone please to roll for me. No, so here's the deal, Rudnell. So if you have a control roll of 6 or 7, you will never lose control except if you roll a 6, roll again. If you roll another 6, you lost control anyway. Or you might have to subtract from your control roll. So right now, our roll is a 7. So that means, Echo, you'll need to roll the dice. You're going to roll 1 die. 1 6-sided die is all. And then let us know what it is. And try not to roll 6. Or Coven. It's up to you. Like either Coven or Echo. Doesn't matter to me. We've got about 15 minutes here, I would say.
Oh, God.
Left.
And I just started inking this boy.
Yeah, sorry. Shorter term, because I need to make sure that I go get a glass of water. I need to wrap up and get a glass of water.
Yeah, by
and
the
then
way, what's like the change time about? Because I so behind on it.
Oh, the only change time thing was because today we happen to have a special Speculate stream that was one of the people is in Singapore. So for her, it was starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, or 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. for her time. So we needed to like, if we started at 12, she's like, I can't start at, midnight my time. So. Oh my God,
Makes
this is.
sense. Also, by the way, thank you for like this year, like doing like our stream for ArfCon, like not in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I tried to keep it closer to our regular time. Yeah, I tried to keep it regular time.
Absolutely brutal.
I tried
like not in the fun way.
Okay, so we're rolling. Wait, you both rolled 2s? Well, so clearly it was good. All right, so then that was good. Despite both of them rolling, it all worked out. All right, so we passed through the hay bales without damage, because that's how we roll them. That's how we do things. We did it with style and panache. The litter of hay bales ends as suddenly as it began. The road is clean. Almost clean, that is. In front of you is the source of your problems. A farm truck is lying on its side, blocking one lane. One front wheel is completely blown away. The other is still spinning. There is no sign of the driver. What will you do? Should we continue without stopping, stop and investigate, or put a shot into the offending truck? How dare you! That first one is like the Grand Theft Auto choice, right? Oh my God. Flight of the Valkyries.
Oh God. Do you know, like, you haven't finished the game, so I don't know if you got to that scene. Do you know what scene that song is from?
I don't know if I do remember this
Okay.
part.
Because it's like literally one of the most memorable scenes from the game, so you need to replay that game and finish it this time.
I remember this from the Blues
So
Brothers
funny.
movie.
It's so
This
funny.
exactly same theme.
Well, I mean, it's in a lot of movies. So.
Yeah, but no, I meant the sort of memorable nature of it.
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Still investigate.
Wait, in what scene was it in the Blues Brothers?
Oh, when they're falling, when the Nazis drive off the road.
The car
and they're
keeps falling
they're-
for like 10 minutes. or
Yeah,
something.
and as they do that, the guy looks over at the driver's like, "I've always loved you." As they're falling. Oh God, it's such a great movie.
Yeah.
Into the offending. We're on a mission from God. Okay, so what should we do? Should we continue without stopping? Should we stop and investigate, or should we put a shot into the offending truck? Blues Brothers, Dragon. Echo and I have quantum entangled dice, I believe it.
That's actually an Easter movie around here. Blues Brothers.
I guess that, yeah. I guess in the sense that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, this is an Easter movie. I could see
Yeah, like same with Dogma by Kevin Smith.
that.
That's
Yep.
also an Easter movie.
Yep. Oh, Dogma.
Oh yeah, it runs on TV during Easter.
That's funny. Which flight is your favorite classical piece, Bumblebee or Valkyries? I don't love either. Probably Bumblebee, just because Valkyries is overexposed. Because I've heard it so many times. Okay. So, seriously,
People
chat?
have like favorite classical music pieces. Is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I have one for, well, it would depend. So I have my favorite composer is Bach, by a long way, and the
How do you pronounce that?
Bach. That's how you pronounce it in English. Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh, so Johann Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach. I did that.
Bach. Yeah, good.
I didn't say
Very
Bach. Bach. No, but Bach. But is the so the Well-Tempered Clavier, book 1 and 2. A couple of those pieces are among my favorite. Mozart's Requiem is right up there, especially the Lacrimosa from the middle of that piece, which is gorgeous. The last one that he himself wrote on his own. And then the third one is a piece which is very, very powerful. Maybe the most powerful piece, one of the most powerful pieces of music I've ever heard, which is "Hear My Cry" by Purcell.
I don't know any of these.
So
well, I mean, I know the
gorgeous.
names of these songs, but like,
If you ever want to
couldn't
be
recall
blown away
melodies.
like this, if you go look on YouTube for "Hear My Cry," and then the name of the group is Chanticleer, which is CHANTIC.
yeah, no, you're gonna have to send me a link to
Right.
that. I'm not gonna be able to remember that.
I just put it in chat, in both chats.
Yep.
So Chanticleer is an all a cappella group from, I think, San Francisco, all a cappella male choir, and their version of this is utterly staggering how beautiful it is, and sort of just is building up. It's this piece taken from a psalm in the Bible, but it's just gorgeous, 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 and it's sort of a mark of how powerful classical music can be at its best. Like Dvorak's End of the Ninth Symphony from the New World is like this for me. Same thing with the Requiem that I mentioned, Lacrimosa. Verdi's Requiem, holy crap. If you want to see like Vengeance, the opening of with like a 200-person choir. I think you are not messing around. Meanwhile, while I'm saying all of this, Chad has decided that they really want to put a shot into the offending truck. Really? So this is Chad's decision. We're just going to try to blow away the truck. What if it's not his fault?
I mean, I could make a very mean and dark joke right now.
Is it a joke about farming and hay and death?
No, it's about like how that doesn't matter in the US.
Wow. No, I mean that's.
Yeah.
I wish it were a joke. It's pretty much just true. What's the name of the choir song you hear during epic boss scenes and things? Oh, well, there's the. Are you talking about? Oh God. All right. For this, I got to stop playing this song for a minute. You're talking about Karma Burana. Da he he da 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 bum ba dum bum dun 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 bum bum dun dun dun. Yeah, that's Carmen Burana, I think. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's actually the music that I use when I want to get Oh Fortuna. That's the music when I get fired up. You're talking about this. No, not this. Not another commercial. Go away commercial. Go away commercial.
Right now.
Here we go at the end of this.
Okay, so this is what a shotgun looks like when I don't use a reference because I can't be bothered.
Oh, that's what that was. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm getting this music. This part right here, cover. This is what I use to get pumped up for boss fights.
For me, still the full throttle soundtrack is running, so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I mean, like, and like, literally, that piece for me is always going to be associated in my head with the end of Excalibur when King Arthur is drunk from the Holy Grail. And he's, oh God, I've got to get the quote. He stands up and he's basically like, Guinevere has, paid for my sins. Launcelot has paid for this. And he goes through this whole business. And then he turns to his brother and he's like, now, my brother, I will be king. And the guy goes off and like, knights, squires. And like, he's like putting the armor on. And then he gets on the horse and takes off with his knights behind him. They ride through this forest with flower petals flying around. I mean, like, it's no anime kung fu movie ever made has ever met the like level of that scene. It's just, oh, it's so
Anime
freaking
kung fu
phenomenal.
Movies. I can't think of a single one.
No, you know what I mean? Like the kind of over-the-top dramatic, like Once Upon a Time in China or Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. I mean, and believe me.
Those are not anime.
No, I'm talking about like that style of thing. You know, the over 9,000 anime, which you would admit with me that anime gets a little over the top sometimes, right? Like that's its whole brand. So.
Oh my wow. Oh,
right, as he rides the land grows
Nani?
fertile. Exactly, Elias. Oh God, so good that scene. So epic. Okay, so thanks to Dragon being a troll, we have now tied up Stop and Investigate and Put a Shot. So I need someone to break this tie. And this will probably be our last decision of the day. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Carmina Burana. Oh, oh, hey, oh, do, 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 hey, oh. I will say about Ride of the Valkyries, I don't like Wagner either. I don't like him either as a person. He was a really terrible human being.
Oh God, I hope nobody likes him as a person.
He was an awful human being, and I don't like most of his music, but I did play in college as part of this orchestra piece that we did. Actually, no, high school, late my senior year. I did play Isolde's March to the Cathedral, and that's really good, and it's really good because he was forced to be limited. Like, basically, if Wagner's ego was allowed to, it would be like if Donald Trump made classical music. Like, it just never stops, it's all about him, and it just gets bigger and louder and more obnoxious. Whereas Isolde's March to the Cathedral is sort of forced to be kept to a certain time, and so it ends up being pretty good. So that's a good. So I like occasional things, but man, you let him alone with opera and ugh. So my dad used to describe
when the fat lady sings.
Exactly. My dad used to describe a Wagnerian opera as the fat lady singing on top of a horse, singing at the top of her lungs over an orchestra desperately trying to drown her out. And I was like, yeah, that's basically opera. Okay, so we are going to put a shot into the offending truck because of course we are. That's the way that Philip Tank likes to roll. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. As you cruise by, you fire a shot into the truck, but there is no response. You have no more time or ammo to waste here. All right, we just took a shot out. Okay, without further incident, you reach the town of Waco. Yeah, nothing important happened in Waco, Texas, right? Who's with me? All right, so we're up to 5:30, and there are 18 and a half hours left.
Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering, no, that's not a cigarette in his mouth. That's a toothpick.
Yeah, which is critical. I like to think it's a toothpick, which is the same toothpick he's had in his mouth for like the last decade.
Oh God, he never took it out.
Right,
Like,
pretty much.
never brushed his teeth.
Well, no, he brushed it,
That's
but
like-
with only that toothpick. Like, he used that toothpick for all of
No, he just like drinks a lot of like high percentage alcohol to disinfect the inside of his
Exactly.
mouth.
If you drink like 100 proof, right? You're gonna get
Yep.
all that. Yes, Hall of the Mountain King is also great. I would agree with that.
Oh my God, there's a great, like, I wouldn't call it cover of that, but like more like rearrangement with some other stuff on top of it by Savatage, which is a metal band. Like, they have an entire album around that song, which is a great album, by the way.
Wow. You used to be a toothpick guy, Elias. Okay.
Like, why is that a thing, by the way? Like, I know, like, sometimes whiskey, I think, is served with a toothpick, right? But is that a
Yeah,
thing?
I don't know why in the case
don't
of
drink whiskey,
in the
so-
case of whiskey. I mean, like toothpicks that are used to sort of hold sandwiches together or whatever, and then you use them literally to clean your teeth at the very end of the meal.
Oh.
That's definitely something which is a thing. But then
Yeah, we
sometimes
don't
it's
do
just
that
about
with sandwiches here. So.
it's just the look. I mean, like to me, if I'm going to choose something, I'll just stick with gum rather than chewing a splintery wood thing. But usually toothpicks
used
are
to-
perfectly garnished.
chew gum all the time until like 2 years ago or so, and then suddenly some of my tooth fillings popped out, and I haven't chewed any
Yep.
gum since then.
Pretty much. I never had one pop out, but Jeff definitely the same. I stopped chewing gum when I was like, I had a couple of fillings. I'm like, I don't, and I had one bridge, and I'm like, I'm not screwing with anything over there anymore. So, yeah, no chewing for me, at least not of that sort. Okay, so this is the last thing that we will note, which is you may want to recharge your power plant before you leave Waco. This will cost $150, which is 3 times the normal price, but it will take no appreciable time. You know that you cannot make it to Dallas without a recharge, but you also know that there should be many truck stops along the way that will charge only $50. Now, we have the money, chat, to pay for this. So the question is, do we stop for a recharge or not? Because, like, I don't know how you folks feel. You could just tell me in chat whether to pay it or not. Like, my feeling is relying on the truck stop thing feels dangerous in the land of Mad Max, but I have no idea. So what do you want to do? Do we want to get the recharge now or save it?
Land of Mad Max, we are not in Australia. Ta-ta.
We are now.
But yeah, also, like, remember, if we run out of fuel, then the game is over.
Then the game's over, exactly. Well, that's the thing. The charge is adequate to get you here nonstop. I don't know what it's up to, like 50%? I'm not sure. There's no charging at, I think it's Ross, right? The truck stop at Ross. So that's the thing. One of those truck stops is already down, so it doesn't have charges there. Now, there may be more than one truck stop, but yeah, that's why I'm worried about it. I'm like, you know what? Let's not even take a chance. Because, oh no, Mini Arv is crying. Oh no. I don't know what happened to him. We'll find out. Okay. Which
Probably
means
fell on his butt while playing.
it's possible. I think it's more likely that someone told him something he didn't want to do, and he's like, okay. Make charge while the hay is growing. Okay. And Ross truck stop is shut down. Okay. All right, so let us save this. We're going to save that right there. Good. Probably ready for a nap. Yeah, you know what? He really only does naps now, Coven, honestly, like maybe once a week he goes down for a nap. He's almost 4. He's going to be 4 in about 3 weeks, which is hard to believe. But naps are not as much his thing. He sleeps through the night. He, gets, but it could be. It's possible. Okay, so we've got that set to go. So while Terry is finishing up a little bit of the inking on this drawing, that will give us a chance. Finishing up. It'll be fine. That'll give us a chance to talk a little bit here about ARFCon and to make the announcements about that. Before I do that, I want you folks to be voting on this while we're doing this. This is for the Patreon Field Chat Chosen Game of the Month, which will be taking place, I believe it is next week, if I'm not mistaken. And this is what that looks like. So we've got right now Lord of the Rings Online, Growlancer 2, and World of Goo are your 3 game choices. And right now,
Lord of Goo.
That was Tren has asked for that a couple times, so we added that into the mix.
Like I played that, and that seems like horribly boring for a live stream.
Oh really? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
it's like
never
a
played
puzzle game. You just have like it's like visually always the same, and
Oh, interesting. Well, I don't know. I'm just the messenger, you know. Like he voted for it, and it wasn't a horror game, so. Okay. So while you folks are voting for that, because we're going to close that down at the end, I want to make the official announcement here about ARFCon. So I made some of these announcements already on Twitter, and you may have noticed those, but I wanted to kind of highlight them. So ARFCon is, as you folks know, in fact, I'm going to read directly from my Twitter about this. Okay, where's my thread? Show me my thread. Okay. So, it is my great pleasure to announce what I hope is a bit of light and a lot of darkness. ARFCon 2020, our 5th annual charity convention, this time to benefit the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation in honor of our fallen friend and channel moderator and video guy and everything that Kilobyte did. Kilobyte, Scott Grieg is his real name. The con will run from 8:30 p.m. Eastern this Friday, May 22nd, through Monday, May 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern. The con, as I said, is being held in honor of our fallen friend, longtime channel moderator Kilobyte, who passed away a few weeks ago from complications of type 1 diabetes. It is a painful reminder that even in a pandemic, other diseases and problems remain. And so our community, supported by sponsors, Coven Guy with a Tier 1 sub gift to Marinda. Thank you, Coven Guy. Also, I just wanted to point out Coven is now given 69 gift subs. Nice. Nice. I just wanted you to know that. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much. And Marinda is now here. Haha. Marinda is now a sub. So, no, thank you, Coven, so much, man. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. So, let's see. So our community, supported by our sponsors, is going to turn grief into action. Now, our sponsors this year are as follows. We have listed on the Twitter are the original sponsors of this event, which are GOG.com. I'm going to be over in GOG in about a half hour streaming Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. GOG.com has given us some codes. We Be Hairbrained, which is Hairbrained Schemes, has given us some codes. Zen Studios is sponsoring us for the first time this year. The folks who did Operencia, they're giving us some codes. Tin Man Games, Neil Renison and the crew that does a lot of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain and the fighting fantasy sort of digital conversion games, not the sorcery books, but the other ones. They have given us some codes, as they always do. Athos Arts, which is my publisher for Icarus and Jelinek, will be giving away a couple of books as well. And Elias is gifting a Tier 1 sub to Admiral Kirk. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Elias, so much. And welcome in, Kirk. Welcome, Kirk. Welcome in. Thank you in so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for the gift subs today. That's very kind of you all. Thank you. Thank you. That does make a difference. So thank you. Yes. So Athos Arts, as I said, my publisher for that. They're giving away some books. Alligator Alley Entertainment, which is, of course, my publisher for Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library and the sponsor of my Esper Genesis campaign. They're giving away a couple of books. And I just got word this morning that Nomad Games, which make the Talisman games, and they make Mystic Veil and stuff like that. We've interviewed them before. They are also going to be doing they are also going to be sponsoring us as they did last year, which is great. It means that we have almost all of our original sponsors back, plus we've added one or two. So that's really nice. So thank you to our wonderful sponsors. In addition to that, so it begins on Friday, 8:30 p.m. with our space opera tabletop game, Esper Genesis. That will feature, of course, Johnny Pittman, Video Store Cowboy, Cat Rambo, Carlos Hernandez, Write Teach Play, and Zach Clay, of course. That'll be 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and that campaign is looking pretty sick. If you saw what we did last time, it looks like it's going to be pretty awesome. So that'll be day 1. Day 2 of ARFCon will begin at 12 noon, 12 Eastern, with the epic conclusion of Adventures in Middle-earth Wilderland Adventures, starring some cartoonist, some person who, I don't know,
Never heard of them.
some person, but no, starring, of course, TariToons, Amal Almatar, Will Jones, and Trendane Sparks. The epic conclusion of this campaign, which is amazing. That conclusion is going to be a doozy, so I'm very excited for that. Day 2 of ArvCon 2020 is going to continue at 4 p.m. Eastern with D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder. So we will continue with our campaign that we're playing over there, and that is going to be at Peripheral Mike. So that's Mike Smith, that's Pyron Jade, that's Darksaber 2K, and that is Tasty Chai are going to be playing with me over here. So that's going to be great. Then starting day 2 at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have a concert, which will be featuring our three, I'm happy to say all three of our musicians from last year are back, Kilgore Trout, and then Chrono Wolf, which is also known as Matt Van Roon. And last is going to be Indy. Indy, who has been the guy who's done the headlining for the last couple of years. His career is really starting to blow up. So he is continuing to do this for us. So we're honored to have him. He'll be on. And that will be going on, as I say, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern, day 2 of ArvCon 2020 will wrap up with Community D&D Dragon of Icespire Peak, featuring the group which, of course, Kilobyte himself played in. And that will have, of course, Echo Alpha X5. As you can see in chat, he will be there. Of course, Rock God and Hoodie will be in there, and that is DM'd by our very own Shadowed Mage. So that is going to be happening at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, day 2 of ArvCon 2020. Day 3 of ArvCon 2020 also gets started at noon Eastern, and that will be, of course, Infinity and Beyond Curse of Strahd with their marathon 8-hour session, 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern, starring, of course, Trendane, starring Little Red Dot, starring GC Darkside Rob, and starring Radio Johnny Panda John Helfers. So those 4 will be playing, and Sod, of course. And the only reason I never mentioned Sod to begin with is he refuses to get a freaking Twitter. But yes, Sod, of course, is going to be, so it's always like highlight, and Sod, because he doesn't have a Twitter. But anyway, and Sod. So the 5 amazing players from Infinity and Beyond will be continuing Curse of Strahd on Sunday. That's the anchor leg. That's one of our big days during the con. And then for the first time ever, we are going to have day 4 of ArvCon, which is sort of the overtime day. That will begin at 4 p.m. Eastern with a one-shot of City of Mist, GM'd by the amazing video store cowboy, Johnny Pittman. Cast announcement on that is forthcoming. And last, ArvCon will wrap up Monday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern with our campaign of Nomnivore Games Emberwind, which will feature John Helfers as the GM, and then Brahms, Jen Brozek, Marie Bilodeau, and Sod as your 4 players. So we are talking about overall 7 campaigns, 7 tabletop campaigns, spanning something on the order of 20 plus hours, I think I calculated, and over 20 players, all in an effort to raise money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. All proceeds will go to them. I actually have a fundraiser page set up that you'll be able to contribute directly. If you are an international person, if you are a person that's not US based, there will be no problem this year. They will take not only credit cards, they take PayPal, and they will take you internationally as well. So it's actually a lot easier than Damon Runyon in some ways, which is nice. So that'll be happening to, again, all to support the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. We will have giveaways every 50 to 100. I believe I think it's like every $100. Dragonspear would know, because I mentioned it in chat. Every $100 or so we have these giveaways, or 150, and then we'll obviously have big milestone giveaways. And the top donator is going to win a copy of one of these pens, and I will show you all. I've already showed off the AIME pens. I've already showed you that. So there's that. But I've also got the 2 pens. So there is this one, first of all, which is made of apparently shark vertebrae, which I felt good about until my wife was like, aren't they endangered? And I went and I looked, and you'll be happy to know that only 25% of shark species are endangered, and I hope it's not this one. So anyway, there's this, and then this resin in between. So we've got that, and we got, it's a screw pen. So you've got like, oh man, it's nice. There's some nice looking details of this pen. So we've got this handmade pen, and we've got this, which is my personal favorite, which is a steampunk pen. And Nonstop is a huge fan of this one because, yeah, pen comes out, pen goes in. Pen comes out, pen goes in. Out, in, out. That's
and
right.
you broke it.
And I broke it. Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen. No, it needs to not break until it gets to whoever it's going to. But these are going to be going to the top 2 donators. And the way we'll do it is that the top donator will choose between the 2 pens, and the second donor will get the other one that they don't choose. And then the third donator basically will get one of the AIME pens. So that's what we've got going on. So it's very exciting. And again, this is coming to you from Kerflop, who custom makes these, and it takes him a few hours for each pen of these for him to make it. So it's a sacrifice of time and effort. Also, Rock God will be again doing his photographs, but he's doing a collection of digital photographs that will also go to one of the top donators. And I think the way we did it was we said the digital photographs plus the AIME pen is going to be the third donator, I think is what it's going to be. Normally he does this incredible metal, like tin type thing, but because of the pandemic, he can't do that this year. So that's what we're looking at. So so that's what we've got going on. It is all going to rely on you folks to spread the word about this. Anyone who can pledge, that's obviously very much appreciated. But the main thing is to be able to spread the word to as many people as possible to let them know. Our goal for this is 2,000. I would love to cross that if we could, but that's my goal. That may be a tall ask. We're in an economic crisis worldwide. The pandemic has obviously focused all our attention on that. So in no way is anyone going to be shamed for not contributing if they can't. What I do ask, though, is that you contribute at least your viewing hours to the extent that you can, and or at least your voice, just by letting us know, by amplifying it on social media, by letting people know about this event, because this is a big event for us, and it's one that really sort of brings the community together, and hopefully you folks will be able to be a part of that. Okay, with that said, I hope that I have given Terry almost enough time
Just
to
enough.
get through.
Just done. Like
just
literally
done.
the second.
Yay!
Like, just like tiny details here and there.
Super awesome. Yeah, and some of those details, of course, can wait. But look at that. That right there is Philip Tank. If you want, see, why were you thinking like this is what you? I mean, what were you concerned about? This is great. That's
because he isn't
Terry.
a car, so.
Well, but listen. Okay, so this is our boy Philip Tank. What do we got here?
Oh, oops!
I was gonna say, I was
the
like,
picture mirrored. Haha! I do that so that because like problem with a lot of images, like when you're drawing, is that like stuff might look right until you mirror it. So like in between every layer, I mirror my picture to make sure that it stays balanced and looks correct from every angle.
I see.
That's a trick to do that. And I forgot that my last layer was mirrored, so that happens a lot.
So Philip and Tank. There we go. I don't have time to go over the details again, I'm afraid, Classicor, except to say that it's going to run from Friday to Monday. A lot of role-playing events and tabletop events. It's being done to benefit our Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation in honor of our friend who has passed away, Kilobyte, of course, longtime member of this community and on this channel, moderator, etc. So yes, that's the idea. Not enough belts. Proportions are too human. Liefeld disapproved. That's funny. Liefeld. I did see that. I actually watched the first episode of Tales from the Loop, and I liked it, Coven. I've only had a chance to watch one of them, but yeah. That's been all over. I know you've been haven't been able to be in as much, Classicor, but yes, Kilobyte passed away about 6-7 weeks ago from complications of diabetes. He was only 39, and it sucked. Yeah, so it was, and he was one of the other Arvanaut idols along with you, of course, was Kilobyte. So it was very sad, and we all, I mean, he was a personal friend as well. I mean, he was someone that I got to know pretty reasonably well. And he was doing much better. He was on dialysis, but he was feeling much better because he was on dialysis and his kidneys weren't having to do all this extra work. And it's just a reminder that in the middle of a pandemic, other problems continue. It's not like everything else goes away. And so it was very sad, and it was Echo was the one who found out about it first and all that. So and then I found out about it soon thereafter because fortunately one of his friends who knew that he didn't have like much of an offline presence in the same way, one of his offline friends basically let us know, which is good because otherwise we would not have known. So it was very sad. We sent flowers courtesy of the Arvanauts, and this is to honor his memory. So that is the deal. Well, I mean, I only pressured you. In fairness, Echo, I only did that once because I wanted to know what the deal was. And then you just said, no, just talk to him. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, because you were like, here's this person who I barely remembered. I only remembered Toshingan seeing him once or twice in the chat before that. And I was like, wait, what is this? So I didn't pressure you a ton. I just asked you, I think it was once or maybe twice at most. But anyway, so I talked to him and was sorry that, of course, Echo had to deal with that by finding out about it because Echo found out right before they were going to go live on one of their sessions. Which is, a really hard thing to have to keep that secret. But But anyway, we'll be doing this in honor of Kilobytes. That's what we're looking at. So yes, please support ArvCon, and it's a way for us as a community to come together also, even beyond whatever the specific cause is, just together as a group to do something that's bigger than all of us individually. And so, yeah, that's the deal with that. Oh, that's awesome, Classic War. Thanks, man. All right, let's go through these illustrations quickly, and then I got to wrap up because I got to get going here. So
well,
we
this
have...
time we only have 2. So.
We have 2. First of all, the amazing car that was done. This is the car that we saw first.
That was my warm-up drawing.
I love it too. I love because it almost is like you started this way because you're like, all right, I'm on safe ground. I'll do a cute car, but then I'll like spike it up. With the guns and with the spiked shoulder pads. Is Terry in chat?
Holes.
I think Terry is.
Yeah,
you are. Yeah, she is. She's in chat.
Like the problem is that I only have 2 screens and I need one to draw on and one to have the screen capture for ARF on. So I can't also have the chat.
Right, exactly. But anyway, that's what that is. Yeah, I like that. So Classicore wants it as a poster or something. A lot of these drawings would be good enough to be that. Like it would be good. It would be cool to do like a montage, like a just like a collage of the best of Tari or something, like the best of the gamebook streams. Just to put, because the best pictures I feel like would be a pretty good. Well, yes, I mean Terry should do an art book. Yeah, I've talked to her about that. I mean, someday. Where is Elv Elmarinen? No.
Just call him Elf. It's fine.
Elv. Where's Elv at? This is on Elv.
I don't know.
But anyway, Coven Guy
Only
would
at
like to
dinner.
make something for the next ArvCon. If you're willing, I could use some minor collaboration for someone who's good at drawing cutesy things. All right. We shall see. So there's that. And then the second drawing was our boy, Philip Tank.
Yep.
So do you want to just point out the main highlight? Like, what are the highlights that you want to point out?
Yeah, like basically I was like going glam, but in Mad Max. I thought that was like a thing. So,
Mad Max glam.
Yeah,
I love
kind
it.
of. Like, yeah.
And we got the chain.
Standard,
You
yeah,
need to have the chain.
Obviously. And
Yep.
like the hair, like not too ridiculous, just like still ridiculous, but like not completely.
It's a controlled ridiculous. It's sort of like it's
eyeliner.
vaguely 80s ironic. Like he's sort of like, I know that I'm kind of in this weird place, but I'm not consumed by it. I can comment on myself.
And the shotgun because I don't know.
And the shotgun. And he's from The Cure. Yeah, exactly. That all fits. In any case, that is awesome. As always, amazing work, Terry. Where will the lovely folks see you next? I know the answer to that question, but where will they see you
Saturday,
next?
obviously.
Saturday for the powerful conclusion. Will the party avoid shadow points? Will they be able to defeat the Gibbet King? What will happen? I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. In the meantime, where do they find you? Yeah, Shimao, can you English, please, so everyone can understand in chat, please? Thank you. Where will the fine people see you next?
Well,
you asked me that. That's not what I want to ask you. I want to ask you, where can they find you online? That's what I wanted to ask you, like internet places.
On Twitter at TariToons and on Instagram, and yeah, there. Thumbs
Okay.
up.
All at
Please follow me.
at TariToons,
Yes.
where you can find her. She has a Patreon and all that good stuff. So you should go over and support her. And thank you, Terry. As always, this was awesome. I'm sorry we were a little shorter, on time than normally today. And thanks for being patient as we kind of brought things in an unusual way. But this was great, and thank you for being there on Saturday too.
Of course. And one more thing, we are now on our 8th book.
8th book.
Yes, this is the 8th one.
Wow, the 8th book.
Because
So
I
we've done...
save everyone in a separate folder and number them too.
So we have a couple fighting fantasy. We have a couple lone wolf. We have we did 2 Sagard. We did this Car Wars, and then we did the couple Mines of Moria, right?
Yes.
I think that's what it worked out to. Not Mines of Moria, Tolkien Quest, like 2 of the
Yes.
2 of the Tolkien Quest ones. Okay, cool.
I mean, I can like double check if you want, but I don't.
No,
think
that's fine. I
there's
was
time
just
for
curious. Wow, that's awesome. 8 of these. See, This is the kind of amazing content you get on this channel because you get these incredibly talented people. Terry, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I'm going to let you go because I got to wrap up. But thank you so much as always. And I will see you Saturday.
Goodbye.
Bye. Can we get some love for Terry? Bye, Terry.
Woo. Toodaloo.
All righty. Good stuff, folks. Wait, what is this now? A pop figure style caricature of Arv carved out of crepe myrtle wood. Wow. That's wild. All of that sounds awesome. I have no complaints about any of that, actually. That sounds great. Super cool. All right, let me get rid of that. And I already saved this, so let me get rid of that. And cool. All right. That's cool. That's really neat. I love it. All right, folks, and the final vote on this. The final vote here. That'll be awesome, Coven. That sounds cool. The final vote here is Lord of the Rings Online, Groundlancer 2, World of Goo, and the winner is Lord of the Rings Online. All right, so I'm going to have to install Lord of the Rings Online again. That's fine because I already have an account, and I will have to get back into it. I don't actually remember where I left my character. We'll see. But anyway, but that is going to do it for me for today, folks. I have got to get going because I've got to get some water and stuff like that before I start my stream at 4 p.m. So it is always a pleasure to be with all of you. You'll reinstall it and join me. I would love to do some Lord of the Rings Online, man. I don't know exactly what to figure out server-wise. We'll talk. But anyway, that is going to do it for me. I got to get on out of here. I want to thank everyone for being awesome for both streams today. The Star Wars Scum and Villainy stream earlier today, and then the TariToons Gamebook stream. 4 p.m. Eastern today, in just about a little over 10 minutes, we've got more of Pen and Pixels and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt over on GOG.com. And again, remember ArvCon, which is coming up on Friday. I should say tomorrow night, the plan still is, although I guess there might be changes, but hopefully the plan still is for people to be doing a community D&D tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe it is. That's the plan, either 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern. Shadowed might have to switch it around a little bit. Thursday we have off, and then Friday, as I already mentioned, ArvCon, so I won't go over that schedule again. I want to thank everyone for being here and remind you about ways to support us. First of all, don't forget the YouTube, !ArvTube, Twitter, !ArvTweets, Discord, !ArvCord. Website for all of that is arvanelaron.com. Financial side, !ArvShop, !ArvShop for merchandise, including Infinity and Beyond, Adventures of Middle-earth, and hopefully soon Esper Genesis stuff there as well. Then we have got !ArvTreon, which is the Patreon right there, currently sitting at $3.33. That really is the financial backbone of the channel, allows me to put stuff back into the channel like the Arvanaut Idols that Kilobyte and Classic Or won at different times. So that makes a big difference. If people can support that, also cool stuff for them. And last but certainly not least, that sub button right above the video window. And thanks to all the generosity from people like Coven Guy, from Kerflop, from Uncle Elias, from others, we got a lot more subs today. So we're up to like 63, 64 subs, I believe. So thank you all so much for being there as a part of that. Last but certainly not least, of course, the publishing stuff. !Icarus for my Icarus and Jelinek graphic novels. !Library for Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. Again, print version coming soon. PDF already out. And then !Grayshade KS, Grayshade Kickstarter, about which more details coming soon as things come out of lockdown. No raid today because, again, I got to get ready for, 10 minutes from now. But I hope everyone had a good time today. Thank you to my wonderful players on Speculate, Dongwan and Joyce and Marie and myself, I guess, and Mike Underwood as the GM. Thank you to TariToons for the amazing illustrations. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Rudnell, Coven Guy, Dragon Spirit, TariToons. Thank you to my subscribers, Rudnell, Coven Guy, Dragon Spirit, TariToons. Thank you for subscribing again, resubbing again, by the way, Terry. Thank you to Echo Alpha, to Nonstop, to Admiral Kirk, to Classic Or, to Arinth, to Marinda, and Uncle Elias. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to all those who gifted subs as well. Thank you to my Patreon supporters in that group. Thank you to another TT viewer, Caffeine Terry, Commander Root. Thank you to Dinu, Electrical Longborg. Thank you to Elv. Thank you to Geit Skudny. Thank you to Glockster, Gorgar, Harlequin, Josiah Firesnake. What's up, Josiah? Thank you to Kooky Canuck. What's up, man? Thank you to Old Cowboy Audio. Thank you to Poly Mathematics. Thank you to Poltergeist Zero. Thank you to Rafian GY. Thank you to Rhiannon, Remistino, T-Bank, The Avier, TNS Mephiston, U Christensen, and Virgo Praz. Thank you all so much. Much love to you all, and Car Wars Battle Road is in progress. I will see you folks over on GOG at 4 p.m. and then back here Wednesday evening for some community D&D. But for the next 10 minutes, everyone be good to each other. Bye for now.